of 18.
I mean, I can do college, but this week's is all NFL.
You can do whatever you want. Just no alt lines. Not bringing down, buying points.
All night, y'all. Shout out to my boy Mason Dew, quarterback at Foothills. The Falcons last night got it done as I was in the community doing the good Lord's work.
Can we not?
I'm just saying.
Can we not, on a nationally televised show, talk about local high school?
Listen, man, I got to give shout out and credit where credit is due, man. I saw the best quarterback I'd seen in a while last night, so I'm shouting my guy out. Anyways.
What do you have Twitter for?
When I got home last night, burned the oil.
Congrats.
And I dug and I peeled and I scoured and I excavated. And guess what? I like how the house ended up, baby. The renovation is done. I can't wait to give this play out. Hopefully, you guys will tell me as well.
All right. Well, good luck. All right. We got a lot of news to get to. We'll start with the Kansas City Chiefs, who will have the likes of Travis Kelce and Chris Jones making their season debut on Sunday. So Kelce is back. He was doing a little twerking today at practice. So
you got to work on that. That's not going to entice Taylor Swift to respond in the DMs, Kelce. Come on, man.
Yeah, so right now the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 0-1 after the season opening loss to the Detroit Lions, they get two of their best players back. And at this moment in time, Sean, the visiting Kansas City Chiefs are laying, you can find a 3 out there, laying 3 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That at one point earlier this week was 2.5. So we've seen some action come in. I think a lot of people believe that the Kansas City Chiefs will bounce back on the road at Jacksonville, a team that, of course, they disposed of in the postseason.
I'll say this,
year.
Tim. I did not add this game into my parlay. I want to see, because Chris Jones missed the entirety of training camp, right? He wasn't there.
Yep.
And Kelce supposedly is healthy. I'm kind of going to take a wait-and-see approach on the Chiefs. I know they'll be there when this is all said and done. When all the smoke clears, the Chiefs will be a part of whatever the mathematics ends up being regarding playoffs and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm going to give them a week. I'm not going to jump the gun and think Kelce's 100% and Chris is totally in shape. So I'm going to wait on the Chiefs a little bit.
So once again, they're laying 3.5. You can actually find a 3 out there if you do indeed like the Kansas City Chiefs to bounce back. But if you like the Jags, go ahead and grab the 3.5. This is some pretty significant news, Sean, as Austin Eckler listed as doubtful for the Chargers Sunday game against the Tennessee Titans. They are on the road. The Chargers losing the season opener 36-34. And right now the Chargers are a juiced 2.5-point road favorite against the Tennessee Titans, who Ryan Tannehill, let's just say, didn't play all that well. But they did cover week 1 against the New Orleans Saints, Sean. But certainly this would be a massive loss if Austin Eckler, who's dealing with an ankle injury, is out for this game. Game 1, 16 carries, 117 yards, and a touchdown for Austin Eckler. 4 receptions, 47 yards. This would be quite the big loss if he is out. Listed as doubtful right now is Austin Eckler.
Well, it's also a time to jump on Josh Kelly, player props, because he actually ran for, I want to say it was right around 90 yards as he played most of the second half in the week 1 contest versus the Dolphins. So that was an injury that Austin sustained in game and one that kind of bothered him to the point where he was not the lead back in the second half. So I jump on any Josh Kelly props if you can find them right now, with the assumption that once Eckler's ruled out, that Kelly's props increase. If you can find them, I would imagine that they're not posted, but just something to put in your things to remember.
One of the biggest games of the weekend, 1:00 Eastern in Cincinnati. The Bengals coming off of their wretched performance against the Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow throwing for just 82 yards. The Bengals laying 3 against the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of juice 3s out there, so might be trending towards 3.5. Do the Bengals bounce back, Sean? Well, the Baltimore Ravens, how about these injuries? We knew Marlon Humphrey would be sidelined, but he's out with the foot injury. Left tackle Ronnie Stanley, he's out with a knee injury. Center Tyler Linderbaum, he's out with an ankle injury. Marcus Williams Bengals starting safety, out with a pectoral injury, and Mark Andrews is listed as questionable with a quad injury. So the Ravens, and not to mention J.K. Dobbins, lost for the year in the season opener for the Baltimore Ravens, a team that, I don't know what it is about the Baltimore Ravens, Sean, but they just they continue to be snake bit by injuries.
Well, I'll tell you this, if there's any offense that I think bounces back big time in week 2, it's the Cincinnati Bengals. If I'm off the top of my head, I think they only had 6 first downs against the Browns in week 1, 2 of 15 on third down. I'm probably backing Bengals minus the points, and I think my boy Jamar Chase, who is the last one to not get paid, the star-studded offensive crew, I think he has a breakout game.
142 total yards in week 1's loss to the Browns. As Sean mentioned, just 6 first downs, 2.6 yards per play. 14 of 31 was Joe Burrow. All right, we are off and running. That is Sean King. I am Tim Murray. It is a Football Friday. Stuckey coming up bottom of the hour. We'll get his favorite plays. We'll have our confidence picks a little bit later on in the show. It is VSiN Primetime.
Currently, the Valorant Champions Tour serves as the top division of the esport, while a minor league system called Ascension feeds into it. When a team wins an Ascension championship, they get upgraded to the VCT. Riot just announced that the long-standing championship team will not be going to the VCT as the parent company is leaving esports. Should a different team be allowed to take their place?
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at Checkpoint.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, is looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Than $1 a day with no other costs. You can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-402-7117. 800-402-7117. 800-402-7117. Call right now. That's 800-402-7117.
Wake up call. Today, coach's preseason poll was released yesterday. Georgia's #1, Michigan, Alabama, Ohio State, and LSU round out the top 5. Now, this is my yearly explanation as to why this matters for those of you who are new. This is all marketing. It is to get little numbers next to other little numbers so they'll sell you early games.
Wake up call with Tony D and Ron Cole. A.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
Imagine learning about radio and being mentored by true radio professionals in real radio stations. Well, actually, you don't have to imagine, because there's Radio Connection. Radio Connection gives you the opportunity to radio pros. Plus, you don't have to worry about getting into a crazy amount of debt with school tuition either. Radio Connection keeps their tuition at much lower costs. To find out more info, visit radioconnection.com. This is Prime Time with Tim Murray and Sean King on the SportsMap Radio Network.
This is VSiN Prime Time with Tim Murray and Sean King on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Place a bet with the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. Unlike other credit cards that decline sports betting transactions or treat them as a cash advance, the G-Bank Visa Signature Card can load directly to your favorite sportsbook apps. You'll earn 1% cash rewards on gaming and sports app loads every time and 2% on other purchases. G-Bank is a card designed for gaming and sports fans everywhere and works with apps like DraftKings, BetMGM, and Caesars. To learn more, go to g.bank/VSIN. That's g.bank/VSIN. Alongside Sean King, I am Tim Murray. It is VSiN Prime Time. We've got ourselves week 2 of the NFL season approaching. A lot of injuries to note, as we just mentioned, some significant ones. Austin Eckler, a doubtful situation for him. We didn't mention Aaron Jones, listed as questionable for the Green Bay Packers. Christian Watson, who missed week 1, also listed as questionable for the Packers. Ravens will be missing a host of players as well. And Mark Andrews is questionable. So a lot to get to in the NFL front. Stuckey from the Action Network, bottom of the hour, will get his favorite plays both from the NFL and college football. And Sean, heading into this week, I really believed, as you know, I am a big proponent of situational handicapping, especially in college football. Your letdown spots, your look ahead spots. And I really believed this might be the time to get Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes and that old letdown look-ahead sandwich. Just played TCU, Nebraska. Then they get Oregon, USC the next 2 weeks. And this week, Colorado State coming in.
Perfect setup.
Great setup. A rivalry that, yes, has history, but this is a whole new roster. They probably don't know the history all that much of Colorado versus Colorado State. And then Jay Norvell of Colorado State decided to go on his radio show that was streamed somewhere and say, I told the folks at ESPN that when I talk to adults, I take my hat and my glasses off. And now this has become one of the biggest stories in the sports landscape.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So a couple videos we want to show the folks, if you haven't seen them yet. The first is Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, addressing his team, talking about the situation. He put this up on his Instagram page. And he had a little present for all of the Colorado Buffaloes. Here you go.
Let's give him some. Let's give him some. These are the shades. I'm going to give you these.
For those who are listening with us, the Colorado equipment team is now walking in with boxes of sunglasses, and he has handed them out to all of his players.
And Deion don't wear cheap shades. Those were at minimum $400 or $500 shades.
I just want to see how y'all look here. You look good. I look good. On my mama, on my hood.
So we got that.
Best in the business.
Playing it up. We played the video yesterday of him talking about the disrespect that was being handed out there when he brought the team together, talking about how Colorado State has now made it personal. So Pat McAfee, because, of course, he was on campus, as everybody was. The Rock was there today. Pat McAfee's show on ESPN was on campus.
Was he in his tank top?
He was in his tank top.
But Norvell didn't say anything about McAfee.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And even McAfee joked about, hey, he's like, I wear a tank top. He's like, I don't do things the normal way. He's like, it's fine. Yeah, look at his bank account. I wish I had those checks. So Deion Sanders is on there. And, of course, they're talking about it. And take a listen to what Deion had to say on the Pat McAfee show regarding the situational spot of this weekend and how Coach Norvell just added a nice log to the fire that might have been dim. Just might have been a little dim.
Now that the coach for Colorado State has called that out as a negative and thought that he was getting over, how much do you use that as motivation?
Oh my God!
And how much do you love? How much do you love that happened?
100%. I don't like that it happened because this is another brother. You know, we started out right. He was complimenting me. I was complimenting him. He was doing his thing, but it just took a quick left. What happened? Who got to him? Like what happened? And just to take a left after what he said previously, it threw me off. And I really started to contemplate, what happened? Why would you go to that direction? You know me. Yeah. Like, you know how I get down. You know, if we really want to talk, I can do this pretty darn good. I'm pretty good at this, AJ.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't need to because the kids, they're ready, man. Like that just, if it was a trap game, and I don't believe in trap games, my kids now are on a 10. They are ready to play this game, and they can't wait to play this game. We can't wait to get it on. We really can't.
The last part is what got me from Coach Prime there. If it was a trap, and then he quickly says, I don't believe in trap games, but he knows.
He knows.
He knew.
And Norvell screwed it up.
And he said, my kids are now on a 10. They are ready to play this game. They can't wait to play this game.
I was all ready to make Colorado State first half and game one of my biggest bets of the year. And Norvell, but I told you all season he's not a good coach. When people were coming on the show talking about Colorado State and their improvement, and I was like, man, Norvell's not a good coach. Come on, man.
I don't know.
And then I sent a tweet out, Prime's a genius, Norvell not so much. And then all the Florida State minions go and attack me. So I had to call in
Jay,
like a life vest. Like, I'm not talking about Mike, I'm talking about Jay. They're so sensitive. Listen, you guys got a great football team down there in Tallahassee. One that I think is going to the college football playoff. Stay away. I don't want any smoke nose.
So,
I mean, they were all at me.
Oh, that's funny. That is.
They were talking about recruiting class rankings.
Oh,
and I was like,
wrong Norvell.
I'm talking about Jay.
Wrong Norvell. So, not only, and we talked to Chuck Esposito from a local shop here in town yesterday, Stations Casino, and he talked about his one-way action. We had Derek Stevens in studio yesterday from Circa, all Colorado action, and John Ewing from BetMGM today tweeted out the action, and it is 93% of the bets on Colorado in this game. Over at vsin.com with our betting splits page, Sean, which is updated every 5 minutes. It is right now, I'm pulling it up, 90% bets on Colorado. The number hasn't gotten to 24 at most spots. It's gotten to 24 at DraftKings.
I'm not going to play it.
As Billy Napier said,
I'm not going to play it.
As Billy Napier has said, scared money don't make money.
Yeah.
And there's part of me that wants to take this because it takes to take the points. But
the only pre-flop play is Colorado first half. And everything else, I think, I'd wait in game and just pray that Colorado State gets the ball first and scores. And then I can get Colorado in game at that point at a much, much better number. But
Colorado first half is begging you right now, 13.5.
Yeah, but the thing is like the guys, like, and Shedeur kind of is the reason that I'm comfortable even moving forward when the numbers say something else, because I just think he's so consistently elite. But the way you got to look at this is Norvell knows he put his foot in his mouth, right?
Oh, yeah.
So come the fourth quarter.
The whole talk of the town is this.
Come the fourth quarter, he's going to know what that spread is. And if there's any way possible that he can score in the fourth quarter when Deion's got his backups in who we know aren't very good.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Deion's not going to be the player starters in the fourth because they got Oregon. They got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, Oregon, then USC.
Right. So Norvell going to still be trying to score points. That's the thing that scares me about the game.
And here's the thing from the Jay Norvell side, because he has become the punching the punching bag right now.
As he should. What's his record at Colorado State?
It's
not very good.
3-10 right now.
I mean, very good.
Granted, he took over Steve Adazio's program, so I mean, he's not the greatest coach in the world.
Well, they hired Adazio because Spurrier told him to. I didn't know Spurrier was ever at Colorado State, but I guess he got reach.
Another college football nugget. We do have 3 games coming up. Actually, real quick, before we get to Tyler Buckner, you have a play tonight. I have one as well. So let's get to those to the people.
Okay, I have another 2-team parlay. Again, you guys cashed at me last night. Never in doubt. We got Navy plus 14, and we paired them with Minnesota plus 7. We had to purchase a little bit to get where we needed to get. Well, we're taking the same approach tonight. This was earlier today when I made this play. I'm pairing Maryland minus 14 at a minus 170. I had to buy Maryland to 14. That number's been all over the place today. And I took the half a point off of Air Force at minus 9. So Maryland minus 14 paired with Air Force minus 9 plus 185. Let's hit us another small 2-team parlay on a Friday. Going to Saturday morning feeling like we can afford the expensive side of the Starbucks menu, baby.
All right, Stuckey coming up bottom of the hour. My play, Maryland minus 8 first half. Emotional loss for Virginia under the final minute against James Madison. Maryland lackluster, down 14-0 last Saturday night to Charlotte.
Come on, Loxley. Don't fail me now.
Sale September 15th through the 18th and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Imagine buying a pair of sneakers and getting a soothing, gentle foot massage like you'd get during a relaxing pedicure just by walking. Skechers' new Massage Fit sneakers. Because Skechers, the comfort technology company, has designed a unique innovation that makes it feel like you're pampering your feet with a gentle massage in every step. The secret is Skechers' new patented wave technology on the sole that gently massages your feet while you're walking around. Find them for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
The diehards.
I'm a monkey running around. It's tough. They can't control me. You know what I mean? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot as it is, so it's hard enough to control anyway.
When I'm waiting to come on as a guest, I can hear you.
You can hear everything. We're doing everything. We're talking this. We're talking that. We're putting bets in. We're doing shots. No, we're not doing shots. We do shots after the show. But no, it's hard. It's being a producer in radio is really hard, and I'm being very serious. I've been doing this a long time. I've had some brilliant producers. I've had some tough ones that it's hard. It's a hard job. And managing idiots like me that sometimes it's out of your control. And it sucks too because they don't get paid that much. they need to be paid more. I wish we should start like a producer GoFundMe for producers. But some of them are really good dropping sound effects.
The Diehards from 8 and Eastern on the Sports Map Radio Network.
First Name Sports with Greg Frank.
Victor Wembanyama says that the NBA is less physical than European basketball. You played 2 summer league games. Victor kind of calling everybody in the NBA soft. There was already going to be a target on this guy's back. Now I'm sure the first time the Spurs play the Warriors, Draymond's going to remind him, you're in the NBA, brother, and we're not all antis.
First Name Sports, weekday afternoons from 2 to 4 Eastern.
Just saying it with Cole Thompson.
Everyone should be wanting more expansion in the likes of professional sports. And I don't know if it just means in the MLB, the NHL, the NFL, but expansion is good for multiple reasons. Let's start off with the first thing. In terms of location, to be able to have an expansion team, it allows you to be able to build a foundation for your city. Number 2, talent-wise. There is so much talent in minor league sports that we continue to see players waiting for their opportunities to go ahead and make it to the professional level. We keep waiting for an injury to happen. And then what eventually occurs is that you're no longer, quote unquote, good enough to be in the majors. I am always going to be a proponent for more expansion in a sport because if the sport itself has an opportunity of building something promising for the future, you want to raise the level of competition, the way you do so is by expansion.
Just saying it. Weekdays from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m.
VSiN's college football betting guide is now available. VSiN experts pick season win totals for every FBS team. There's also team breakdowns, trends, and line estimates for every single game this season. The full guide is only available for VSiN Pro subscribers, but you can download a free special edition of the guide right now at sportsmapradio.com. That's sportsmapradio.com.
SportsMapRadio.com.
We're listening to Prime Time with Tim Murray and Sean King on the SportsMap Radio Network.
This is VSiN Prime Time with Tim Murray and Sean King on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Make this football season your best ever by becoming a VSiN Pro subscriber. Get full access to everything we do, including our daily best bets with leaderboard to see which VSiN expert has the hot hand. Betting splits to show you where the money and bets are moving for every game, plus betting systems, premium analysis, and 24/7 video access. Sign up for a VSiN annual subscription, and you'll get a free copy of Michael Lombardi's new book, Football Done Right. Just use the promo code Lombardi when you sign up. If you would like an autographed copy of Michael's book, just email us at subscribe@vsin.com. This is a limited time offer, so sign up today. Head on over to vsin.com/subscribe. Alongside Sean King, I am Tim Murray. It is VSiN Prime Time on a Football Friday. 3 games tonight on the gridiron. We've got Virginia visiting Maryland, Army at UTSA. Meet the Roadrunners, likely without Frank Harris, their 27-year-old quarterback, and Utah State at Air Force. 7, 7, and 8 o'clock Eastern kickoffs for those 3 particular games. Line in Maryland, Virginia sitting at 15.5. Line in UTSA Army has come down quite considerably today, down to a touchdown with the news of Frank Harris likely being sidelined. And then Utah State and Air Force has been pretty status quo around 9.5 for the Air Force Falcons. Our poll question for the first hour of the show, and we'll have a new one in the last 2 hours. We'll have it NFL related. But our poll question today regarding these 3 games, Sean, which home favorite will kill your money line parlay? Because it seems easy, right? Oh, I just put Maryland with Air Force and UTSA.
What could go
Bing,
wrong?
bang, boom. Get some plus money. Nothing could go wrong. Right now, 34% of you believe UTSA will mess it up, that the Black Knights from Army will come in there and beat the Roadrunners. 30% of you believe no one will mess it up. That will cash, and then Air Force at 20%. All right, let's bring in Stuckey from the Action Network. Follow him on at Twitter, at Stuckey2. Hey, Stuck, we got 3 games tonight. I don't know if you have any interest one side or the other, but of the 3 games, anything jumping out at you on the college gridiron here tonight?
Yeah, what's going on? Thanks for having me. It's good to be back this season. I have no action. I'm curious to see what UTSA looks like with Frank Harris hobbled. They have some offensive line injuries, and we'll get another data point on this Army kind of new offense. So I'll be checking that one out. Generally like to look at service academies when they're catching double digits. So was kind of intriguing early in the week. Line has come down. Too much uncertainty there for me to get involved with, but interested to get some more data on Army and then see what UTSA looks like without Harris.
Well, what a streak by Frank Harris. I mean, he hadn't missed a game since Bill Clinton got elected the first time. And wasn't he a freshman? I mean, I feel like he's been at UTSA for 2 decades.
I'm shocked that he must be really hurt, because last week I was watching that game against Texas State and he came out for the second half completely hobbled and just gutted through that and carried them to a win. And so much what he does is, using his evasiveness and getting out of the pocket and making plays. And he wasn't really able to do that, but he still gutted it out. So, yeah, he must be really hurt if he's not going to go this week.
We can go all over the place with Stuck. He does an NFL podcast with the Action Network, Big Bets on Campus with our guy Colin Wilson as well. I do want to hit on the Ravens. That's your squad. And the Ravens, man, the injury bug just continues to hang around with this Ravens team after winning.
Stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app. Radio and AM 600 WRQX. The Patriot are proud to bring you Springfield Tigers football in the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week. And now with tonight's call, here's Jim Craven and the coach Bob Gessler.
And we welcome you to Booster Stadium here in Vienna, Ohio for Week 5 of the Ohio High School football season. And Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot is proud to bring you the Springfield Tigers making the trip north to take on the Mathews Mustangs. Hello, everyone. Jim Craven with you, along with the coach, Bob Gessler. Dave Ferris, Matt Craven, and Brandon Fisher back in the Gessler Propane studio, pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. And we are excited to take you through the next 25 minutes of the Cleveland Cobras pregame show here on the iMedia One Network. First of all, I want to thank Jerry Sandrock and Jesse Caldwell, among others, and all of our sponsors for their support this year as we get to bring you these games every week here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX. Also want to thank Athletic Director Bob Beam at Springfield, Head Coach Sean Guerrero, Mathews Head Coach Matt Polta, and, of course, all of the Mathews Athletic Department for having us here at this beautiful stadium here on a gorgeous night for September. Not going to be a hot one, but nonetheless, it's going to be a perfect night for football. Take you through scores last week across the iMedia One Network over on City View. Mineral Ridge, they would drop their first game of the season to the Jackson Milton Blue Jays by a score of 23-20. And in double overtime, Fitch, they would knock off the St. Ignatius Wildcats by a score of 24-21. Again, that going into double overtime. And, of course, the game you heard right here on Western Reserve Radio, Springfield. No problem last week against Waterloo. That game pretty much wrapped up early. It was 56-0. Played the second half on a running clock. It was 35-0 after the first quarter. And, Coach, a lopsided win for the Springfield Tigers. But we've always talked about Coach Guerrero and how he gets those young guys involved and he keeps that program evolving. Certainly had the opportunity to do that last week. And we got to see some of the names that maybe we're going to see in the next year or two.
Yeah, the future. The key to Coach, he's got to keep their heads in the game. He's got to understand. They got to teach these kids to say, "Hey, remember the one you lost, or remember the close one. These ones that you're running a score and scoring a lot. Okay, well that's timing up. That's trying to get us better. But you got to remember what you're going to face later on in the schedule. So you just have to be careful and keep them focused."
Certainly a lot of the important numbers from last week. We start with on the offensive side of the ball. 381 yards put up by the Springfield Tigers as we have our coin toss going on actually. Coach Springfield 4 or 5 on third down, no turnovers, and Colton Rourke with an 87% completion rate. You really can't ask for more of a well-rounded performance than that.
No, absolutely. That's what you need out of him, but he's got to stay steady with that now as he's starting to play some of these other teams that are going to force him and force his hand. So he's just got to continue to week after week to get better and better.
Also offensively, Dante Gentile, again, he puts up big numbers. Doesn't get a lot of carries, but really makes the best of them. 4 carries, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dylan Shealy, 3 receptions last week for 60 yards. He added a touchdown. And Jake O'Donnell on a punt block. He took one into the end zone for the touchdown. So offensively and on special teams, they're putting points up. Defensively, take nothing away from them. Ironically, we'll go with 3 takeaways, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. And again, so both sides doing their part of the game, special teams playing very sound, actually producing. Again, a well-rounded performance, but there's tougher tests to come as the season goes on.
Yeah, again, I go back to you got to stay focused on this. You've got to do what you have to do on that. And can't get cocky. You got to go in with every game with a chip on your shoulder and do what you have to do. So I'm sure Coach Guerrero is going to instill that in him and have some fireside chats and say, hey, remember and he's going to remind him with the close losses because that's how you're going to keep this football team winning.
And someday we'll tell you what those fireside chats are really like. However, we're going to step aside for our first break. When we come back, we'll go to the Malutic Live Coaches Corner. Our own Mark Means had the opportunity to speak with head coach Sean Guerrero. All that and much more coming up here on the Cleveland Cobras pregame show on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 Patriot. We're back after this.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-770-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Back inside the Malutic Live Coaches Corner with Sean Guerrero, the head coach of the Springfield Tigers. And Coach, an impressive victory last week against Atwater Waterloo, 56-0. Take us back to that game. And I know you got a lot of players, some experience.
Yeah, for us to get in a game like that, it kind of turned pretty quick where we were up on them early, even in the first quarter. So at that time, we just want to make sure that we try to create some depth. Kids on, every part of football, offense, defense, and special teams. I thought we played a very solid game. We didn't make too many mistakes. I was confident what our kids were doing, confident in how we came about, and we did. We just got a lot of kids, good game experience and 4 quarters of football.
In a game like that was 35-0 at the end of the first quarter, Coach, how do you decide when is it time to take out the starters and get some of our younger kids some experience?
Well, I think we do a good job with that throughout, because it's not like we just take out our starters, but we've tried different things and done different stuff just to elongate the game. At that point, there's times where we might throw our JV kids in for a series, just to give it a series, because when you get into a game, you want to make sure at least the kids are trying to play 3 quarters, is kind of our goal. So there's times we throw, maybe we'll put our 2 D-line in, our 1 linebackers, and our 2nd secondary, and that's realistically in a meaningful situation, still playing in that varsity game, but you can get other kids in crunch time, and you can start building that depth that you might need later in the season.
Coach, a lot of states have different rules when it comes to running clock. Ohio starts at 30 in the third quarter, I believe. Pennsylvania's 35 in the third quarter. What do you think of that rule, and would you make any changes to it?
Well, I know this. When I first got the job here, I used to get beat bad. We never had the continuous clock rule. So I wish it happened a long time ago. So when we did get beat up, that we could have got the heck out of there quicker. But for this, it does make the game go quicker. But I do understand it. Sometimes there are games that are lopsided. So I guess that's a decision for the people up above to make. But I think it's okay. I would not and I'm not saying this happened Friday, but if I've been asked to have the continuous first quarter or the first half, I normally do say no.
And, it's interesting, too, because the one thing that I think I would change, and I want to get your opinion, is, when it goes to 30, the running clock begins. If it goes under 30, it goes back to regular time. I've always felt like once it bridges that 30-point gap, maybe we should keep the running clock. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, again, I know how much time and effort go into this with our kids. And any time, again, you can keep that game or elongates the game, I should do it. So you never know what happens. Some teams might have a bad half, or some teams might end up doing something or played bad or had some misfortune. So if there's the time to bring that back, but when that continuous clock starts, it just goes so quick. There's not even time. There's not even a lot of time to start getting some of those younger kids in, or your seconds or twos or whatever it may be. Where they score, they can get back under 30. I really don't mind that.
Finally, Coach, this week's it is the Mathews Mustangs, and a team that has been struggling a bit so far this year. What's the plan going in against them?
Well, for us, and I said this last week, right now for us, we just need to make sure that we continue on building stuff offensively and defensively that we can get better at. So I still focus about us right now when we get into this part of the season, because really shouldn't matter who we face or what goes on. It's how we're going to execute, how we're going to play, and about how we're going to prepare ourselves.
Coach, as we approach the midway point, have you run into any injuries of concern, or how are you coming into this week's game?
No, knock on wood, we're pretty healthy right now, and we'd like to, the healthier you are, the better. We'll get back. One of our seniors was out. He had a high ankle sprain that's been pretty bad. He should be coming back now, Davin McKinney. So this is probably the healthiest that we've been over the season.
Coach, appreciate the time, and thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, 442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Meludic Live is your home for high school sports. We have all the scores on our social media platforms throughout the games. Enjoy our timely updates from local area schools year-round. You won't get the consistency and reliability from anyone else. Our number one priority is servicing our fans and getting them live news as it's happening. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Meludic_Live. And remember, our fans come first.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Back here at the Cleveland Cobras pregame show, leading you up to the top of the hour with the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week. And tonight across the iMedia One network, of course, you can listen to Springfield and Mathews here. If you can see it, then we have another issue. But also on Western Reserve Radio 2, it'll be Mark Means and Dave Clark with the Poland Bulldogs visiting the Hubbard Eagles. Poland 4-0 on the season. They get the big win over their rival last week, Canfield, by a score of 10-7. Over on City View Sportscast, it'll be Matt Lipsack and Matt Emsch. They will have the Waterloo Vikings and the Mineral Ridge Rams The Rams dropping their first game to Jackson Milton last week in a fantastic game. They'll be looking to bounce back. Coach, let's take a look over the other side here. The Mathews Mustangs last year, they come off of an 8-3 record under the legendary coach, Bill Boren. Coach Boren retires. First-year head coach Matt Polta steps in. Unfortunately, the Mustangs struggling. They're 0-4 to start the season.
Yeah, I was looking at their numbers. They don't have a lot of good numbers out there, and that's going to hurt them. Looks like it's a young team, a lot of young guys. You could tell just by the way they hold themselves and run, and it could be a long night for them. But you know what? They got to hang in there because they'll get better. New coach always takes time, other than South Range. But this is a smaller school, and they'll be all right. They'll get back there eventually.
Certainly a big change for Mathews, as again they're under first-year head coach Matt Polta, and they get hit by graduation as well last year. 0-4 for the Mustangs. They started off the season with a 27-0 loss to Jackson Milton, as well as a 12-7 loss to Newton Falls in week 2. They lost to Southeast 48-28 in week 3. And in last week they go to Lowville, and not a good week for the Mustangs. They lose that one by a score of 60-6. We got to see the Springfield Waterloo game last week, 35-0 after the first quarter. We've talked so many times about how you keep the players engaged when you know you're just kind of outmanned at some point. And certainly this could be another situation. So Coach Fulton not only dealing with a new first-year program, but also a struggling program, trying to keep those players on pace, engaged, and trying to be involved in the rebuilding of this program.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is then you have to convince kids coming up into the program that, hey, it's going to get better. You got to make the program better, and don't bail on us. Come and play for us, and we've got to build this, and we got to get numbers. And that's how you got to do with a football team, because you can't go in with 23 kids against a team that's got 40. It's just attrition.
We're going to step aside for the Mathews Mustangs playing of the national anthem. And a beautiful rendition of our nation's national anthem by the Mathews Mustangs Marching Band. And we take a look at the starting lineups for the Springfield Tigers. And as you heard on the Malutic Live Coaches Corner with head coach Sean Guerrero, pretty healthy so far coming into week 5, coach. Something that really comes as a consequence of being ahead in some of these games where you get to play some of those backups.
Yeah, and that's what you want. And we've seen that over the years now that we're here at Springfield every week after week during football season. And he does a magnificent job putting his underclassmen in, weeding them in. And that is very, very important.
Take a look at the starting defense for the Springfield Tigers. In 3-4 defense, it'll be Tom Sheely, Lucas Datillo, and Jake O'Donnell up front, followed by Kason Kosick, Dante Gentile, Wyatt Kuboff, and Josh Velasco in the linebacking core. And then the secondary, it'll be Aiden Appel, Dylan Sheely, Hayden Pavlock, and Sean Guerrero. Offensively for Springfield, on that offensive line, it'll be left to right, Tyler Young, Tom Sheely, Zach Weichart, Lucas Datillo, and Connor Sugar. The tight end will be Jake O'Donnell. The receiver, Sean Guerrero and Dylan Sheely. The fullback, Wyatt Kuboff, and running back, Kason Kosick. And, of course, they will be led on the field by the 6'3", 200-pound senior, Colton Rourke. Mathews making their way to the field here as we get closer to kickoff. We're going to step aside for our last break. We're going to wrap up the Cleveland Cobras pregame show. And we're going to get ready to bring you the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week. All that and much more right here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this one.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Hey, football fans, don't miss the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey at the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown. The Phantoms are preparing for the upcoming season as they take to the ice to defend their Clark Cup championship. With over a dozen highly touted prospects on this year's roster, the road to the NHL clearly runs through Youngstown. Purchase season tickets, group tickets, and individual game tickets now by calling 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825, or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Mathews with the return, going to bring it out to the 31-yard line. And to be brought down there, I believe that's going to be John Shaw on the return. It's going to be a short kick, Coach. And we are underway here in Week 5, already halfway through the season.
Yeah, how about that? That's a little crazy. I know we complain it starts a little bit early, but oh, my Lord, we're already halfway through. This is kind of crazy. I know that.
Certainly want to thank Austin Malutic and Malutic Live for their sponsorship of the Coach's Corner. Jesse Caldwell and the Cleveland Cobras for sponsoring the pregame show. And, of course, Jerry Sandrock and Sandrock Concrete, as Mathews now will come out 3 receivers to the far side. 1st and 10 now from their own 31-yard line. Spagnoletta back to pass. Out towards the sideline, going to overthrow it. It's going to go out of bounds. Actually was caught by Cunningham, but he was well out of bounds. We want to let you know that this first quarter is brought to you by the Youngstown Phantoms, champions of the United States Hockey League. The road to the NHL runs through Youngstown. Great season group and individual game tickets are now on sale for this season. Call 330-747-PUCK, 747-7825, or go to youngstownphantoms.com. September 30th, at a banner raising, we get it underway. $5 tickets. Make sure you get yours and come out and celebrate with the champs. As Mathews now in a 2x2 set. Some pressure being shown by Springfield. Spagnoletta now on the handoff out to the left side. It'll be brought down at the 31-yard line. Nowhere to go on that one. It's going to be Zach Mazey on the run, the fullback senior. And it's going to bring up 3rd down now for Mathews.
Yeah, I mean, they're testing the waters. They're trying to run a little bit outside, a little pass. So I like the way they're mixing it up. And they just got to get downfield a little bit. But, you know, I like how they're mixing it up a bit.
2x2 again will be Mathews. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 now. Spagnoletta in the shotgun. Pressure being shown by Springfield at the line. We're going to have a whistle and a false start called against Mathews. That will knock him back 5. It'll be 3rd and 15 for the Mustangs.
That was the linebackers were coming up on the line of scrimmage, and I think the tackles got a little bit nervous on that, so there was a little bit of a rock in there.
Getting a little reaction from.
Yeah, that's good defense there. If you were showing them that you're going to possibly blitz, it ends up scrambling them offensive linemen sometimes.
And we want to thank Repair That Glass for being the official sponsor of our kickoffs here on the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week. Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass, offering a full range of automotive glass repairs. For an appointment, call 330-534-3192. Dave's favorite commercial. He likes that smashing glass.
Smashing glass.
Dave likes to break things.
Doesn't have anything to do with wire or radio. He's like smashing it.
Yeah, Coach. And after this play, we will take you to a 10-second station identification here at the top of the hour in Vienna. Beautiful night here. Spagnoletta will he'll hand up on the counter, but nowhere to go. Kuboff's going to bring him down in the backfield at the 20-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple more yards. It'll bring up 4th down for Mathews. We'll step aside for this quick station identification. You're listening to Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot here.
WRQX Salem, Youngstown, Warren. We are AM 600 The Patriot, a Cumulus media station.
4th and long now. Mathews punter. He would be set up right around his own 9-yard line. Snap is kind of high, but Spagnoletta will bring it down. Almost blocked. It's going to be a high, short one. And it'll land right around the 40, we'll call it the 44-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. Officially, it'll be at the 45-yard line. Springfield will get the ball for the first time tonight in Mathews territory. First and 10 at the 45.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say.
All right, let's see what Mathews has defensively. I'm going to assume that Sean's going to come out. He might try to test the waters early. If not, they're just going to try to run a little smash mouth football and maybe wear him out up front.
Just want to remind you again, the Phantoms back home September 30th. And we're still celebrating from May, Coach.
Yep.
Winning that championship in front of 6,000 people at the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown. Rourke now will go into the shotgun. Tight formation to the right. Handoff. They'll be straight up the middle. Break it out to the left. It'll be Kosick. He'll bring it out to the 40, inside the 40 and down near the 38-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about 4 for Springfield. A nice hard run by Kason Kosick.
Yeah, Mike Young did a nice job coming right down the line and fighting with his blocker, and he was there to make a tackle, and he had a host on top of that, so he made the initial contact. That was a good job by that young man, but that's 1st down and 6, and that's a good yards to gain there on 1st down.
Wyatt Kuboff will check out for Springfield. Miller and Guerrero will be the receivers to the far side. Dylan Shealy will be the receiver to the near side. Rourke will stay in the shotgun. He'll have Kosick to his right. He'll give it to Kaysen again. Up the middle, past the 35, down to the 30, inside the 30, and down near the 29-yard line. That'll be a 1st down for Springfield. Nothing fancy, Coach.
Well, just running straight at him. Spagnoletta did playing, I believe, safety. He had to make that tackle. So, I mean, that was what I said. Are they just going to run right at him, which they have so far? Maybe wear him out on up the front and then attack later on. But right now they're moving the ball all over the place.
9:30 left here on the clock. First quarter, no score here on the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week. As Pavlock, Shealy, and Guerrero will be the receivers to the far side. Rourke now will be in the shotgun. He'll have Kosick to his right. Rourke now rolling out to his right. Sets his feet, fires out to the right side. He's got Shealy into the end zone. Did he catch it for the touchdown? They'll say he was just short. The officials will confer. No certain call on this yet. Dylan says, I got a touchdown. The officials are going to mark it just short. They're going to say he went out before the pylon, but a beautiful throw by Rourke to Shealy, and only Dylan Shealy could get to that pass.
Yeah, I mean, that was perfect. That's what I said. They're going to bang him in the middle, and that's what they did. And then they hit him for the long one after they got a little nosy on it. Boy, that looked like a touchdown to me, but what do I know? I'm up on a roof 50 yards away.
Well, and it looked like the coach wrote the first script of the first 10 plays here. So Rourke now will go under center, be I formation. Kuboff, the fullback. Kaysen, the tailback. Give it to Kosick. And he is going to get into the end zone on a 1-yard touchdown run. Springfield takes a 6-0 lead. 9-10 left here in the first quarter.
Well, all it was, as we say, a smash mouth football. They got some first downs and got those corners sleeping and safeties a little bit, and that's when they hit them with the deep ones. So that's a good job, good play calling by Coach. Now they're lining up for the extra point.
Guerrero will be the holder. Kaysen Kosick will try to get the 7th point for Springfield. Jake O'Donnell, the snapper, Ball's back. Kick is up. And it is no good, actually. I believe that's going to be the first one he's missed this season. And it'll remain 6-0 in favor of Springfield. We'll take a moment for this quick timeout. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 Patriot. We're right back after this.
Hey, football fans, don't miss the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey at the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown. The Phantoms are preparing for the upcoming season as they take to the ice to defend their Clark Cup championship. With over a dozen highly touted prospects on this year's roster, the road to the NHL clearly runs through Youngstown. Purchase season tickets, group tickets, and individual game tickets now by calling 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825 or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
9-10 left here, first quarter. Springfield gets out to a 6-0 lead. Kason Kosick on a 1-yard touchdown run. Puts the Tigers ahead. He'll get the touchdown, attempt the extra point, and he'll be now up for the repair that glass kickoff. This one will go to the 12-yard line to be picked up, brought out to the 20, and knocked out of the bounds at the 24-yard line. And that's going to be Cody Kuhn on the return. He's listed as a freshman coach, and again, we see some of the young names in there for Mathews.
Yeah, that's, again, you could see that there's a lot of underclassmen that are here, unfortunately, but that's, hey, you know what? Make him better, because by the time he's a senior, you know, he could be a force out here.
Certainly not an enviable position to be in when you're following up a legend like Bill Bourne, and you get hit by graduation as hard as they have.
Yeah, they had some good players too, Jim. They really did. Bourne had some good guys. So
sure did. Spagnoletta in the shotgun. He'll have Maisie to his left for a wide receiver set. Spagnoletta will set his feet, throw it out to the flats. That's going to be caught, brought out to the 30, and out to the 35-yard line. Trenton Hyde on the reception. And that's a Mathews first down. And again, not a great throw, but it got to where it needed to be. And the runner was able to do what he needed to do afterwards.
Yeah, he did a good job. He got the ball there, and the young man was able to fight for that first down. So it's the first down that they got of the game. That's a pretty good job. But that's good. And they're also testing Springfield, and that's what we need to see what Springfield does and making sure they can step up on these.
Mathews 1st and 10 now from their own 34-yard line. Receivers 2x2. Spagnoletta, 3-step drop, fires over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Pass intended for Cody Kuhn. It's going to bring up second down now. Oh, they're going to say he was short of the first down on the last play. We did not catch that.
I thought they signaled for a first down.
We heard that from the PA announcer as well. So it is actually 3rd and 1. We do apologize for that. 8:24 left here, first quarter. Springfield with a 6-0 lead. Stick around for the fourth quarter. We'll talk about where the iMedia crew was earlier today. Spagnoletta now will be in the shotgun. Receivers 2x2. Springfield showing pressure. Spagnoletta taking up the field himself. He'll get to the 35. Maybe they'll give him the 36. It'll be close, and they're going to say, yes, that will be a first down for Mathews, this time signaled by the headlines.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they both did on either side, so and it looked like he got it, so that was a good spot. My girl is at Carol Myers is at the Canfield game, and pretty disappointed in the Cheney fans. There's not many there at Canfield.
Spagnoletta in the shotgun again. Receivers 2x2. Zach Maisie to his left. Moving to left to right on your device. 1st and 10 now at the Mathews 35-yard line. Spagnoletta, 3-step drop, fires out to the flats. It's going to be caught. He'll be brought down by Sheely for a couple-yard gain. And I believe that's going to be Ashton Kennedy on the reception for Mathews.
And I like what they're doing. All they're doing is just running out patterns. And out there, and Springfield is really coming with people. I mean, they blitzed 2 linebackers coming hard. He got the ball, got it, got rid of it, threw it to where the receiver could only get it to the outside. So they are moving the ball a little bit, and that's a good thing. That's what I want to see. They got to test Springfield on all aspects of the game.
2nd and 8 now for Mathews. They'll have 2 receivers at the far side, a wing to the right. Spagnoletta will send the wing in motion from right to left. He'll take it himself upfield past the 40, 45 near midfield, and it's going to be a first down for Mathews near the midfield stripe. We'll see where he went out of bounds. Actually might say he went out as we got a flag on the far side. Didn't see that. That was in the action. It's going to be hold against Mathews. The best play of the night for Mathews is going to be called back.
Yeah, obviously that end guy probably hooked his guy, and they tried to get away, and he wanted to do a little dance with him, and he got caught. So that's how that goes.
Sometimes that explains the great play. Opens up the alley.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you're looking for who missed, who got blocked or whatever, but he got danced with, and that's not good either. So that backed him up.
7:32 here left in his first quarter, week 5 of the Ohio high school football season. Receivers 2x2 again for Mathews. Will send a man in motion from left to right. Spagnoletta now trying to find some room on the edge, and he'll be brought down at the 31-yard line. Pick up a 1. They will play still from behind the sticks, there, Coach.
Yeah, 3rd and long. We got a score from Dave Ferris at the studio in the first quarter. Poland 7, them Hubbard Eagles nothing.
We have one very angry engineer back in the Gessler Propane studio. So stick around all evening long for the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. Bulldogs 4-0, looking to go 5-0 over at Veterans Stadium there in Hubbard. A beautiful facility now. As Spagnoletta again in the shotgun. Easy to his left. Receivers 2x2. 3rd down. Called 3rd and 14. Spagnoletta's going to fire downfield. Has a man open. There's some contact. And we're going to have a flag. And I'm going to say that's probably going to be a pretty good call. Coach Carson Cunningham had his hands inside the chest of the receiver, and that pass was going to be intended for Cody Kuhn.
Yeah, he kind of grabbed the inside of him. That's okay when you're in the interior line and putting them hands on them shoulder pads, but when you're 30 yards away from the line of scrimmage, that doesn't work as a defensive back. This isn't the NFL anymore, boys.
That should be enough for a Mathews first down, and that'll be just by a yard. Don't mark the ball at the Mathews 46-yard line. 6:45 left here first quarter. Tigers with a 6-0 lead. Coming by way of a 1-yard Kason Kosick touchdown run. That after a long ball from Rourke to Sheely. As Wyatt now will be the far receiver for Mathews. Of a wing to the left and a wing to the right. They'll hand it off to Maisie this time. He'll try to find some room on the edge. Get a couple of yards. It'll be brought down near the 47-yard line.
Yeah, they ran a toss to the right, and we pulled the guard, and he was very patient on his run. I thought he was going to try to cut back, but he thought, no, I got to keep going because he had a lot of people chasing him, so he was able to tuck it and go for 2 yards. So that's not a bad run on that one.
And again tonight, not a cloud in the sky. 70 degrees right now here in Vienna. Beautiful night. As Connor Thompson now will be the receiver to the far side. Twin receivers to each side. Spagnoletta still in the shotgun. He'll point some things out. Spagnoletta will set his feet. He'll quickly try to get out to the flats. That was intended for Trenton Hyde, but it's going to be incomplete. And, Coach, actually, they're doing the right thing. They're given all the pressure that they're getting from Springfield. They're getting rid of that ball quickly.
Yeah. He actually had him in the flat. Unfortunately, he threw it a little bit wide. He didn't have to rush that bad. All he had to do was be a little bit more patient. He probably hit him because he had his man beat in the flat, so he would have got at least 3-4 yards on that play. Now you got 3rd and 7, 8-ish.
All right, we'll go with 3rd and 8-ish. Ball marked at the 46-yard line. Spagnoletta in the shotgun. Maisie to his right. 3 receivers to the far side. Spagnoletta 3-step drop. Going to step up in the pocket, taking himself. And he's going to be brought down near the 49-yard line. And I believe, if I see the number right, that's going to be Tyler Young on the tackle, the 5'11", 270-pound senior.
That's a big boy there, I'll tell you. And he drug him. I'll give him that. So now you got 4th and, I'd say about 5 on that one. And it looks like, they're possibly going to go for it.
When you have Tyler Young hanging on you, you're not going very far.
No, that's like throwing a boat anchor out. It just drags, and, boy, it brings you down eventually.
Connor Thompson now be the receiver to the far side again in the 2x2 set. Spagnoletta in the shotgun. Maisie to his left. 9:19 here on a running clock. Spagnoletta under pressure, tries to get rid of it, and almost completed it. It was intended for Trenton Hyde, and it's going to be knocked away by the Tigers. And I think that was going to be Aiden Appel on the defense, and that's going to bring up 4th down for Mathews.
Yeah, that was a great job, I'll tell you right now. But the number I got, Jim, was, it looked like Pavlock had that one, number 2.
Turnover on downs for Mathews as they go for it. Springfield will have the ball 1st and 10. I believe we're going to call it the 49-yard line on the Mathews side. We don't have hash marks and we don't have yard marks on here, so we're giving you kind of what we think it is. Yeah. But, again, a beautiful field here. Make no mistake, this facility, nice. Again, while it is not the largest one, the quality is outstanding here in Vienna. They've done a great job here on Booster Stadium. Yeah, it looks like they're adding something off to our right, too. I'm not sure, another building or so, but they're doing a good job here. Their buildings and stuff around here look very, very new. Rourke now with the handoff to Gentile. Gentile trying to get out to the right side. Break one tackle. He'll get past the 40, inside the 40, and out, knocked out at the 35-yard line. There'll be a first down for Springfield. And Dante Gentile, he's like a truck, Coach. You get in his way, and you're going to feel it. Yeah, I mean, he lowered his shoulder, and he did what he needed to do. I'm trying to, we're pretty far away as far as numbers-wise. High formation now, Rourke under center. He'll pitch it out to Gentile. Gentile going to the far side, past the 30, 25, flag comes in. And Gentile's going to go all the way to the end zone. However, there's a flag on the play. Ball was at the 35-yard line, and this hold is going to bring that touchdown back. It would have been a 35-yard touchdown run, but the flag will negate the touchdown. Body language, I can see Mr. Shealy's not real happy with himself, and there'll be some fireside chats come tomorrow in the locker room on that one, because there was no reason for that. All he had to do was seal him out, and when he broke loose, release him, he didn't. He basically, it looked like he tackled him. So and that's where linemen's training come in much better, because they will always put their hands up and deny. Wasn't me, Coach. Wasn't me. I didn't do it. He just tripped, even though I have his jersey in my hand. Remnants of his threads under my fingernails. Twin receivers to the near side. It'll be Pavlok, Andrew Miller. Rourke now in the shotgun, wing to the right. They'll give it to Kosick. Kosick's going to hand it off on the reverse. It's going to be Kuboff. Past the 35, down to the 31-yard line. They'll pick up some yards, get back inside. Now we'll call it 2nd and 6 maybe for Springfield, and a little trickery by the Springfield Tigers. Yeah, and we apologize. We'd like to get some names out there for you, but unfortunately we got 2 or 3 jerseys out there with no we got names but no jerseys, so we apologize. We'd like to call the young man's name. Rourke now under center in the I formation. Now hand it off to Kosick. Kosick off the right side. He'll get past the 30. And he'll go down near the 23-yard line, maybe the 22. And I believe that was Ashton Kennedy that made the hit on that. And now that I see it, he's been making a lot of tackles, and that's not good because he's cornerback, and that's not good for a corner to have to make that kind of blocks or tackles downfield. Excuse me. Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update from Warren G. Harding. Ursuline takes this 14-0 lead over the Raiders halfway through the first quarter. Springfield now in twin receiver set. Shealy and Guerrero to the near side. Rourke in a shotgun. Rourke's going to fire over the middle. He's going to hit Jake O'Donnell, and he'll get down to the 5-yard line. Yep. That'll be another first down for Springfield as they chip away. All he did was run. Well, we got a flag here. And Springfield walking backwards, which looks like an admission of guilt, Coach. Another hold. Can't have it. And certainly in situations like this, has got to. I'll use the word infuriate Coach Guerrero, because these are things that all coaches. Halfway through the season and against an opponent in which you should not have to do these things. It's got to be frustrating on the staff. Yeah, a little update earlier. Waterloo had Ridge in the first quarter, 6-0, and then now Ridge has come back and scored, so it's 7-6 Ridge in the first quarter. 7-6 Ridge on the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. Rourke in the shotgun. He's going to roll out to the near side. He's got a man wide open. He's got Guerrero downfield at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Springfield. A 23-yard touchdown pass for the Tigers. That's going to put them up 12-0. Springfield's going to have a sideline warning as well. Yeah, and that was just pitch and catch there. That was nothing. He had his defender beat. That was just an easy corner route. He caught it, and he basically walked right in. So that was a good pattern by Guerrero. So he was able to basically be behind him and walked right into the end zone. So, yeah, they get a little, as a coach, we get a little excited, but you have to give
those guys in stripes, there's a box there, and they got to be out of that box. So they're going to warn you next time it's going to be a penalty.
No penalties assessed on this one, as O'Donnell will come in to snap. Guerrero to hold. Jason Kosick to kick the extra point. He's 0 for 1 tonight on those. Kick is up this time, and it is perfect. So with 3:54 left here in this first quarter, Springfield takes a 13-0 lead over the Mathews Mustangs. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600. We're back after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
13-0 is your score. 3:54 left here, first quarter. Jason Kosick coming out for the repair that glass kickoff. Accidents happen. That's why you need to repair that glass. Offering a full range of automotive glass repairs. For an appointment, call 330-534-3192. A service my wife uses often. I don't know how she breaks all her windshields. Kosick with the kick, and it'll be picked up at the 11-yard line, brought out to the 20. And there's going to be a face mask on this one. Ball will be down at the 25-yard line. Didn't get the returner on that one, but clearly you could see the head come around, Coach. And that's going to add another 15 yards onto this return.
Yeah, it looked like Dante Gentile got a little hands on the face and about took his head off. But that's okay. I mean, that happens, especially on kickoffs. You're reaching, you're trying to grab, but, you know, they got to be careful on that. Go for the body.
Easy call for the officials. I want to remind you, this first quarter is brought to you by the USHL Clark Cup champions, the Youngstown Phantoms. The road to the NHL runs through Youngstown. Great season group and individual game tickets are now on sale for the 2023-2024 season. Call 330-747-PUCK, 747-7825, or go to youngstownphantoms.com to get your $5 tickets for the season opener September 30th. Hey, and we're going to have a banner raising, Coach, a tailgate party. We've got some stuff going on.
We will be there. Carol and I got our tickets. We want to go and support.
Spagnoletta in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers set, 3-step drop, going to fire downfield. Receiver stop running the pattern. It's going to be picked off by Guerrero at the Springfield 31-yard line. Looked like the pass was intended for Ashton Kennedy, but for whatever reason, he got a hobbling a little bit. Looked like he stopped his pattern, but maybe that might have been because of an injury, maybe a cramp.
Yeah, because he looks like he's hobbling a little bit, so that's very possible. He needed to keep running. Little update on the scoreboard. I got Poland 13, Hubbard nothing. I've got Canfield 14, Cheney 0.
So the Coach Pavlanskis are ahead tonight. Of course, they met last week. And the Poland Coach Pavlansky got the one over the Canfield Coach Pavlansky.
Yeah, the Canfield.
You think that makes like Thanksgiving awkward?
I tell you what, though. I tell you what. When my brother coached at Fitch and I was over at Cheney and Volney, and I'll tell you what, we had some good battles. But I mean, it just.
Did you yell at him?
He yelled at me more.
3 receivers on the far side now. Rourke, quick pass. Out to Sheely. Sheely past the 35, 40. Past midfield. He's going to go all the way to the end zone. 70 yards. Dylan Sheely for the Springfield touchdown. They take a 19-0 lead here with 3:31 left here first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a pitch and catch. And I will tell you, he started running, and I always talk about grabbing that overdrive gear, and he did. He grabbed that gear around the 45, 50, and there was nobody going to catch him. He ran away from people. So the good speed.
Great blocking there, Coach, out in that area. Just a quick pass down the sideline, or down the line of scrimmage, essentially. And then it was all Dylan Sheely after that, 70 yards for the Springfield touchdown.
Well, what's happening, the corners are playing so far off. I mean, he's able to, coaches saw it. It's just a quick pass, and it's giving him one-on-one on an island, and you're not going to catch him.
O'Donnell for the snap, Guerrero for the hold. Kosick looking to go 2 for 3 on extra points. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 3:31 left here in this first quarter, Springfield extends their lead 20-0 over the Mathews Mustangs. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week here on the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
3:31 left here in this first frame. Kosick on to kick. Will they repair that glass kickoff? Accidents happen. That's why you need repair that glass. Call for an appointment. 330-534-3192. Kosick's kick going to be a low line drive. It'll roll down to the 20 near the sideline, and it's going to be picked up on the hop at the 12-yard line, but they'll go down, and that's where Mathews will take over on first down, and that was going to be Cody Kuhn covering it. I don't know, Coach, maybe would have been smart letting that go. It might have gone out of bounds there. Take the flag.
Yeah, but it looked like there was some Springfield guys that are pretty close to that. So, that's a judgment call. I think that was smart to do.
We also had that issue last week when the ball just kind of came to a rest at the 1 yard line.
Yeah. So that oval ball sometimes does some funny things. So, I commend the young man. I would have jumped on it too.
I don't know what it is about Kayson's kicks that just kind of land funny.
Just hit and just poop.
That's Spagnoletta now into shotgun. Twin receivers to the near side, double wing to the left. They'll hand off to Maisie. Maisie trying to get to the outside. Kosick going to roll up into that backfield and bring him down at the ankles. We'll lose a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11 for Mathews. Springfield showing a lot of pressure on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I just want to point something out. On our roster, we have Spagnoletta as a receiver, and according to what we see is Trenton Hyde he has listed as a quarterback. So I don't know what has happened, but that's what we're looking at, and you can see a difference. Not real crisp on the passes. It gets him there, but it's the difference.
Spagnoletta in the shotgun. Maisie to his left. Twin receivers to the near side. Spagnoletta trying to bring it up the middle, and he's going to be brought down after about a yard loss. As Mathews continues in the wrong direction, and I believe that was going to be Datillo on the tackle. Indeed, it's going. I wanted to call him Eric. That's his dad's name. So if you are familiar, it's Chief Datillo out in Beaver Township.
There you go. Little shout out to Dad.
Yeah. Actually, a fantastic guy.
He's sucking up.
I already have a job, so. So, nonetheless.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Spagnoletta now. Same formation now. Maisie to his left. 3-step drop again. Pump fakes. And he's going to tuck the ball, try to bring it upfield, but he's going to be brought down behind the 15-yard line. We'll call it the 14. He'll lose a couple more yards, and it's going to be 4th down now for Mathews.
Yeah, their offense is stalled, but I think that they made changes on the Springfield defense, and now they're kind of up close and personal with the receivers, and they've taken that away from him. So he's looking to throw fast, and it's just not there, so he has to tuck and go, and by then the front four and the linebackers are on him.
Dominic Spagnoletta will be the punter for Mathews. 4th and 13. Spagnoletta will be posted up right around his own 1 yard line. Snap comes back. Not too bad. And it's going to be blocked. Ball's in the air. And it's going to be picked up by Springfield. Kason Kosick is going to take it in for a 2-yard touchdown. 1:12 left here in the first quarter. 26-0 is the score in favor of Springfield.
And this is what I want to see is there's no letdown. It took them a little bit, but then I'm sure they had a little talking to on the sidelines. But as of right now, your special teams, your offense and defense has done a great job here to lead 26-0 with 1:12 to go.
That's going to be the second touchdown by the punt return team in as many weeks. Jake O'Donnell picking up one last week. Kason Kosick, who got the touchdown, will now come on for the extra point. with 1:12 left here, first quarter. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. So with 1:12 left here in his first frame, Springfield extends their lead to 27-0. Coach, while we have the opportunity to take a look around the area at some of these scores on the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. And I thought there would be a little bit... no, I'm sorry, we're not going to have that. I apologize. No updates as yet. However, Poland over on Western Reserve Radio 2 with Mark Means and Dave Clark still has a 13-0 lead over Hubbard. And I don't know, Dave, if you're listening, can you give us a score from the Mineral Ridge Waterloo game here? Again, we had... Right, so Dave's not available either. So
14-6. 14.
Oh, there we
yeah,
go. There
it's 14-6.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Sorry, Dave. We didn't know where you went. We thought you were heating something
well,
up.
we know why you're kind of slow tonight. Dave.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, a little problem over there on State Street in Hubbard. We'll.
Oh boy. Let's just say we're all a little bit thicker after that little meal.
Let's just say we've all got a story to tell tonight. Yeah. Fourth quarter coming up here. Don't go anywhere. Plenty to talk about on the Repair That Glass kickoff now with Kosick. We picked up at the 15-yard line, returned to the 20, 25, and brought down near the 27-yard line. Cody Kuhn on the return, the freshman. And the Mathews will start with decent field position. Just a little over a minute left in this first frame. And we take a look at some of the other scores on the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. Austintown Fitch at last report, 14-0 over Monroe Falls. Up there in Stowe, Valley Christian with a 7-0 lead over East Palestine. Canfield still leads Cheney by a score of 14-0. Liberty and Brookfield all tied up at 7. Beaver Local 13, Union 6. Ursuline still leading 14-0 over Harding. Scores coming in from a guy by the name of Ryan Bonacci.
There you go.
An Ursuline alum. So we thank him for that. Spagnola now taking the ball himself out to the near side. Try to fight his way through Cunningham, but that won't work. He'll get out to the 26-yard line. May have picked up a couple yards on the play. It'll be second down now for Mathews.
Yeah, he's stuck his shoulder into it, and I'll tell you what, he took him down. He come up a little bit ginger. He said, ouch, that did hurt. Can't catch. You got to force to him.
We'll say the ball is now going to be on the 27-yard line. Be second down for Mathews. Half a minute left here in this first quarter, brought to you by the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to give them a call. September 30th, tailgate party right in back of the Cavelli Center as we celebrate the banner raising with Youngstown's favorite hockey team. And some movement up front. And Cody Kuhn looked like he was going to be on a dart on a 9 route. And then
yeah,
I think, and what the humorous part is, I think he looked at the coach over there. That's when he realized that he was offside.
Oops. What time is this? Do we have any times on this hockey game, and what time this party is going to happen?
Yes, the tailgate will begin at 4 o'clock right in the back of the Cavelli Center, which they're developing very well back there with the amphitheater and whatnot. But Spagnola now rolling out under pressure. Kosick trying to take a shot at him. He'll force Spagnola to throw, but it'll be incomplete. That'll bring up third down now for Mathews. Excuse me, it might be fourth down here. We'll see if they're going to change the number.
They have got to.
So that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter here in Vienna. It's all Springfield. They lead the Mathews Mustangs 27-0. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Hey, football fans, don't miss the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey at the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown. The Phantoms are preparing for the upcoming season as they take to the ice to defend their Clark Cup championship. With over a dozen highly touted prospects on this year's roster, the road to the NHL clearly runs through Youngstown. Purchase season tickets, group tickets, and individual game tickets now by calling 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825 or go to youngstownphantoms.com. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff,
at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 33442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras Football.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Fresh 12 minutes up here on the scoreboard. 3rd and long for Mathews. Ball now at the Mustang 21-yard line. We'll call it 10 and we'll call it 16. So Spagnoletta back to pass. Got time. Going to step in the pocket. He's going to be brought down from behind. Pocket collapsed very quickly. And I believe
It's going to be 4th down for the Mustangs.
I was trying to get the number on the sack, but I'll be quite honest, Coach, I didn't see it. It was in the 60s. All right. Yeah. So it was a host of white jerseys there, but
yeah,
Springfield in their white jerseys and their black pants, black helmets. Mathews in their all-black uniforms with the red numerals and white detail around it, as Dominic Spagnoletta will post up right around his own 4-yard line to punt this one away. The last one was blocked, resulting in a Springfield touchdown. 11-20 here. Good snap this time. Spagnoletta will get away a decent punt. It'll be fair caught at the 43-yard line by Aiden Appel. That's where Springfield will take over here. 1st and 10.
Canfield, 21-0 over Cheney. 10 minutes to go, 2nd quarter.
Canfield leads Cheney 21-0 on the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. And kind of a little disappointing. I was hoping better for Cheney.
Something's going on over there. Another score, Poland 16, Hubbard nothing.
And there was a little confrontation the other day between one Will Craven and Mark Means, as Will, a sophomore at Poland. Mark Means, an alumni, high formation now. And off to the right side, Gentile now working his way out past the 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, into the end zone for the touchdown. Springfield on the 43-yard touchdown run. And we got flags on the play here. And judging by the body language again, Coach, that's going to be another Springfield touchdown wiped out.
Yeah, we got a little bit of hold, but...
just a little bit.
Okay. Sometimes that happens.
Sure does. So 11:05 left here in this 2nd quarter. Springfield with a 27-0 lead already here. Listening to Week 5 of high school football here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. Mark Means, Dave Clark over there in Hubbard, covering the Poland-Hubbard game. And the Matt Lipsack and Matt Empsch over in Mineral Ridge, covering the Rams and the Waterloo Vikings, as Aiden Pavlock will make his way into the huddle for Springfield. All now at the 36-yard line. We'll actually make it right around 1st and 4, as Pavlock will be the receiver to the far side. Shealy to the near side. They'll hand it off to the right. It'll be Gentile again at the 30. He'll cut back inside, past the 25. Break a couple tackles, past the 10, 5, and into the end zone for the Springfield touchdown. 36 yards. And essentially, Coach, it was just the same play just a second later.
Yeah, they just ran the same thing, and you got the same thing that happened, and that's just it's not real good. And Zach Mazie did a great job to try to get him, and then he got crossed up and his leg kicked out. He's young man's hip, and he looks like a decent football player, but unfortunately he's hurt right now, and he's not going to leave the field.
And again, not a lot of numbers for Mathews there, so everybody's playing both ways. So they are taking the abuse, I guess you could say, on both sides of the ball. Is Kosick now in for the extra point back. Guerrero will have the hole. The kick is up, and it is good with 10:55 left here in this 2nd quarter. Coach, we'll take a look again at some of the scores from around the area on the Cleveland Cobras scoreboard update. Of course, we have our 3 games here on the iMedia One network. Nachi reporting in for the Ursuline Irish. They're still up 14-0 his last report over the Harding Raiders. Take a look at some of the other scores from around the area. Bourbon with a 14-7 lead over Riverside at last report. Crestview 6, Camel nothing. Farrell 16, Greenville 6. Girard over Pie Valley 21-0. Harrison Central over East Liverpool 6-0. The Potters having a pretty good season so far down there. McDonald and Jackson Milton all knotted up at 7. Lisbon with a 7-0 lead over Columbiana. LeBray 21. Newton Falls nothing. Padua Franciscan over Salem right now 8-0. That last reported in the second quarter. South Range 14. Struthers 6. A little closer than I thought that would have been. Actually, Coach, South Range has been absolutely outstanding. Southern Natrell United by a score of 7-0. No score from the Marlington Warren JFK game reported. West Branch 21. Holland 0. A little shout out to the Black family out there. Trey and Bree and Cruz, Case, and of course Lucas in his second year with the West Branch Warriors. Lucas, a hockey player as well.
There we go.
Back to the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update as we bring you the Repair That Glass kickoff. Ball will roll down to the 20-yard line, brought out to the 25, and down at the 20, we'll call it the 27-yard line. And I believe that was going to be Noah Trogio on the return, wrong side of the ball there, Coach. Trogio was involved in the tackle, but he was not. Of course, we'll keep an eye out for him later. We always have that. Again, we talk about that one freshman, sophomore every year. Noah Trogio has been the one, I guess it has entertained us the most because he has feet that just don't stop.
Yeah, and he's not a big kid. I mean, he's just moving all over the place. His body goes one way and the legs are everything. He should be dubbed Elroy Hirsch's crazy legs back in the day. That'd be an old Rams, LA Rams.
Mathews now 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. And we'll roll out to the near side. New quarterback in there. He'll fire. Out past the 40, down at the 43-yard line. That's going to be Trenton Hyde, the junior, now in at quarterback. He's going to complete that pass past the 40-yard line. And I believe that was going to be Connor Thompson on the reception. He's going to come off the field a little bit slow. Another update on the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. At the end of one, Ursuline leads the Harding Raiders by a score of 21-7.
I'm surprised at that. I know Ursuline's a good football team, but I really, that Lynch kid's tough. But I really thought that Harding was going to do a better job.
Dominic Spagnoletta and Cody Kuhn now the twin receivers to the far side. It'll be Hyde in the shotgun at quarterback. He'll take the ball himself, but nowhere to go. Nothing but white jerseys. There were so many white jerseys, he thought he was going to heaven, Coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Snap of the ball came, and he got surrounded and corralled by 5 white jerseys. So that wasn't very good for that offensive line for Mathews. That was very bad.
All 2nd and 12 now, 10:20 left here, second quarter. Springfield with a 34-0 lead over Mathews. Or Springfield, they got the shutout last week, 56-0 over Waterloo. Couple more scores from the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. Beaver Local 20, Union Local 6. Field and Liberty still tied up at 7 is Hyde now in the shotgun. Rolling out to the far side. He'll fire back across his body over the middle, and it'll be caught at the 44-yard line. Dom Spagnoletta on the reception, and that will get them only back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Mustangs.
I tell you what, I was looking at some of these numbers and the grades. You got, so far what I can see, we have at least 3 or 4 ninth graders starting on this varsity football team.
And Connor Thompson will check in for Mathews. Dom Spagnoletta will be the receiver to the far side. Now they'll try to use his athleticism. They'll also send John Shaw to the twin formation to the far side. Now 2x2 are the receivers. Hyde in the shotgun. Springfield showing pressure at the line. They'll back off. 9:30 here on a running clock. Hyde rolling out near his sideline. Flag on the play. Pass going to be knocked away by Pavlock, but they're going to have a chop block against Mathews, and that's going to put him back another 15, Coach.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it rains, it pours. These young guys are trying to do what they got to do, but it's just it's tough. It's really tough.
I'm sure there's some snickering going on back in the Gessler Propane studio on the chop block. You know, I'm famous for that.
Yeah.
And actually, the penalty is going to be declined.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's fourth. That'll give them fourth down. So you're winning 34-0 in the second quarter. Decline it. You're still going to get good field position. Don't rub their nose in it. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Coach, always classic.
You know, always. It's the way I've always coached. You don't rub their nose in it.
Punt formation for Mathews. Spagnoletto will post up around his 30-yard line, making 31 now. And 22 left here, second quarter. A little bit of a high snap. Dom will get it down. He'll get this one away. A decent punt. And it's going to be fielded at the 28-yard line by Aiden Appel to be fair caught. With 9:16 left here in the second quarter, Coach. And while we have the opportunity to talk about some of these games from around the valley, as, of course, our 3 games here tonight. Of course, you're listening to Springfield and Mathews. Mark Means and Dave Clark over there, not too far over here in Trumbull County, covering the Poland Bulldogs and the Hubbard Eagles, all Poland so far in that one. And a game of...
Hey, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Give me an update on that game. Poland gets a ball at the Hubbard 3-yard line. Hubbard stops them on a 4-and-out. Poland misses a field goal. Score still 16-0.
All right, so Poland still pitching the shutout. And talk about that little incident between Mark Means and Will Craven. There was a little trash talking going on, Coach. So
my money's on Will.
Mark Means up in the box there as Kuboff's going to run off the field. Too many men on the field for Springfield. This time they'll hand it off out of the I formation. Kosick off the left side. He'll fight his way down to the 35-yard line and be brought down with a textbook tackle. It'll be 2nd and 5 now for Springfield.
Yeah, we're trying to get a number on that.
Temperatures starting to drop here in Vienna. As
that was Spagnoletta. Good job.
Comes as a shock there. That's a
picture perfect.
And he's a great young athlete. Make no mistake. He's been all over the field tonight.
Yeah,
we relied on him for a lot.
And I'll tell you what, he stuck his shoulder pad in there. He hit and lifted and slammed him to the ground. Picture perfect. That's what we teach, and that's a good job by that young man.
Springfield with the handoff up the middle. Going to be a first down past the 40 down to the 43-yard line. Springfield just kind of chipping away at this again, Coach, trying to keep the clock going. And again, I think Coach Guerrero understands the situation. You want to get in the second half, get your young guys in there. He had talked about keeping his starters in through the third quarter, just to give them that after halftime feel, make sure they stay in the routine of things. And then fourth quarter, you really start to see the young guys come in.
Yeah, like I said, when I coached, it was one lopsided. I would always come out at halftime and say, once you're in on the first series, you don't do anything with it, you're done.
Morticello will check in for Springfield. He'll be in the slot to the left. Trogio is going to get the ball in the jet motion to the far side. He's going to get past the 50 and down inside the Mathews. Well, they'll say he'll be down right at the midfield stripe. And again, we talked about Trogio. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he's a one-cut-and-go kind of running back, and he's been entertaining to watch.
Happy feet there. He was brought down by Spagnoletta. Tongue got twisted on that. Excuse me, young man.
But, I blame that on the pierogies or the poppycock.
Poppycock?
I think. Is that what it is?
Poppycock.
Well, okay.
Got to get it right.
Now we got to put an accent on it.
Well, you have to. That's a good Hungarian meal there, boy.
A lot more to Cella now in.
We'll talk about more of that.
He'll go in motion from left to right. They'll hand it off this time up the middle, past the 40, and down at the 35-yard line. Joey Senafani making his appearance for Springfield. That's going to be another Tiger first down with 7:36 left here in the second quarter, and we're going to have a player down for Mathews.
I'll tell you what, they're fighting. I will tell you that. They're doing a good job.
And from a coaching standpoint, I mean, look like a very well-oiled machine. They know what they're doing. They're getting in and out. They're just being kind of outmanned at this time. .736 as one of the players will come off the field here. Got up on his own. Didn't want any help, but looks like he's going to hold that arm and they'll get him checked out. If I had to anything historically here, he'll probably be back in.
I'll be all excited for tomorrow. I got to be at my brother Jeff's at 5:15. We're going to a little
That's a.m.
A.m. So it's going to be a long day, but that's okay because I'm going to see the Irish, and that ain't Ursuline. That'd be at Notre Dame Stadium. So I'll be in South Bend tomorrow, probably by about 11 o'clock, and having my first Irish beer.
Well, send us some pictures there, Coach.
I will.
Man in motion left to right for Springfield. It'll be handoff on the jet motion. Be a lot more to Celli. He'll cut it upfield past the 30. Cut back inside. He'll elude a couple more tackles, but he won't get too much further than the 31. And it'll be 2nd and 6. That's probably about the most exciting 5-yard run we'll ever see, Coach.
Trent Hyde, if he does not get him by his shoestrings, that guy is reversed, and he probably ran 75 yards for a 40-yard run. So he went back on this side and was turning back. And I'll tell you what, he beats that, then he's off to the races because there would have been nobody to catch him.
Isaac Lamorticello will check out. Joey Senafani will come in. Noah Trogio will also send to the sideline for a quick breather. 6:54 here on a running clock. As Pavlock will be the receiver to the far side. Drew Miller to the near side. Offset I formation. Now Rourke under center. They're going to give it to Senafani. He'll cut back in. One cut. He'll get past the 20, inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Springfield first down, and they're going to be inside the red zone, Coach.
Yeah, that was a nice run. He was patient. He went out to the right side, and then he was going to cut right, and then planted his foot, cut back into the left, got a few more yards. That was a great run. Springfield's doing everything they can do. And again, they're running right at them. They're not doing anything fancy to run anything up. So Coach Guerrero sees what's going on. And again, I don't believe it. He's a class act. He's not going to run anything up. But he sure as hell isn't going to tell these guys don't score.
Trogio now in a tailback. Kuboff at the fullback. Rourke under center. They'll give it to Noah. He'll find some room up the middle. Break one tackle. And he'll be brought down at the 15-yard line to be a pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Springfield. And the aforementioned Noah Trogio moves to tailback. And they've used him at several different positions here on the wing, out at receiver, and now at tailback.
The other thing I want to mention, Trenton Hyde made that tackle again. Square up, wrapped him up, took him right down, hit, lift, and drive. I'll tell you what, well coached as far as their way they tackle here. Still see some arm tackling on it, but that's just young kids doing it. And but overall, the upper class are really putting a shoulder pad to them.
Certainly like the fundamentals as Rourke's going to go under center in the I formation again. Miller, the receiver, to the right. And we're going to have a flag on the play as Pavlock was going in motion. And it's going to be, I guess they're going to say, a false start against Springfield. That'll knock them back 5. And it'll bring up 2nd and we'll call it 11. Again, not individual yard markers here. So we're kind of going on the guess, but they'll say 2nd and 10 now. 5:28 left here in this half.
Yeah, as I always could say, one of the piggies got a little bit anxious up front, so he probably got a little bit lean, and that's all.
Did you say lean or leanas?
We're
all working on that right now.
They're working on that right now.
This pierogi house there in Hubbard. Hand off to Senafani, up the middle. He'll break one tackle. Get inside, 10, 5, touchdown, Springfield. Joey Senafani on a 20-yard touchdown run, 5:22 of the second quarter.
Very patient run. He got it up the middle, then he cut a little bit right, and then went back to the left and was able to outrun 2 defenders. So they're getting a lot of running in and doing what they got to do. I doubt that you'll see anybody throw the ball at this point, but again, he's just running straight at him. He's not doing anything fancy.
All right, Dave says we're going to a break after this kick, or I'm going to have a problem when I get back.
Yeah, you don't want to make Dave angry.
O'Donnell now to snap. Guerrero to hold. Jason Kosick for the extra point. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is perfect. So at 5:22 left here in this half, Springfield extends their lead to 41-0 over the Mathews Mustangs. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We'll be back right after this.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
Now, back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
WRQX, Salem, Youngstown, Warren. We are AM 600 The Patriot, a Cumulus media station.
Near the top of the hour here in Vienna, Booster Stadium. Springfield with a 41-0 lead over the Mathews Mustangs. Just 5:22 left here in this second quarter. So far, Springfield having no problem tonight. Case Kosick will come on for the repair that glass kickoff. This one will be a line drive. Picked up at the 22-yard line, fumbled, and it's going to be covered up at the 25, and that's where Mathews will take over. 1st and 10 here. That kickoff brought to you by Repair That Glass. Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass, offering a full range of automotive glass repairs. For an appointment, call 330-534-3192.
And the Craven household uses.
Quite often, for whatever reason. I don't know.
Maybe somebody don't like you.
I think somebody follows the trucks too close is what happens. The rocks come up in
there you go.
And I got to get on the phone and repair that glass, and they make fun of me. It's you again.
There we go. I got Waterloo 12, Ridge 21, if you have already announced that, but I didn't think you did.
21-12, Mineral Ridge with the lead on the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. Waterloo apparently with a better performance this week. Quick pitch to the inside on the counter. And that's going to go nowhere for Mathews. It's going to be a loss of a couple yards on the play. It'll bring up second, and we'll call it 14, maybe 15 for the Mustangs.
that didn't work at all. That just unfortunately, Tom Shealy was he made penetration. So on that kind of reverse, he almost took the reverse himself.
Yeah, Coach, when you're getting that much pressure up front, it's really tough to run anything between the tackles.
Yeah, well, you can't run reverses because when they're getting depth like that, there's no way you're going to be able to come back in that lane. He was standing right there. He's lucky he didn't take the handoff.
Hyde now in the shotgun. He'll hand it off, try to get out to the left side there, but he'll be brought down by Jake O'Donnell and then cleaned up by a couple other players. I was going to say the ball was on the ground. Springfield's pointing that they have it. But no indication that there was a turnover. Flag on the play as well. 4:31 left here in this half. And we'll have to put all of this together as the referee and umpire will have a little talk. The referee went to. So I'm not sure what the actual infraction was, but they're going to say the penalty was declined. And Mathews will have the ball still at the 15-yard line. It'll be second and, well, let's just call it 20. Or as the Cleveland Cobras, Jesse Caldwell will call it 100 yards and a cup of tea. So actually it'll be third down here, 4:31 left. And we're going to go to the sideline. Coach, I don't know if there was a timeout. There was no indication from the officials. And everybody just kind of moseyed on there. All right, well.
I've been coaching football for 45 years, and I know you've been a player forever. And can you tell me, and you being an official, can you tell me what that call was? Because I have never seen that call.
Well, we're just going to go with the fact that it was declined.
Wow.
So we'll go with that. So we'll take a look at the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. I'm pretty sure that was a volleyball call. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know if it was, he was saying I don't know what he was doing.
I believe this is a blocking foul in basketball. Is that what that? Okay.
No, it looked like he went from his hands were on either side of his chest and then went down to his waist and then back up to his throat.
His pacemaker style. I don't know.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. And then, all right. So at least we just didn't miss it. I mean, we have some confirmation up here that. All right. Take a look at some of the scores from around the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. Campfield still with a 14-0 lead over Cheney. Garfield 21, Champion nothing. As Mathews now third and an eternity. Hyde at shotgun. He'll plant his feet. He'll fire out to the flats. And excuse me, that's going to be Spagnoletta now throwing to Hyde. out to the 17-yard line. It's going to be 4th and a long to go for Mathews. We'll see if they go to punt formation. Just 4:12 left here in this half.
Cleveland Cobras update. Poland 23, Hubbard nothing. Waterloo 12, Ridge 28.
All I could say, Mark, is I am sorry. Because I know one guy over there in the Poland band's having a good time. So. Oh, boy. Spagnoletta now. He'll post up around his 6-yard line. Try to get this punt away. 3:47 left here in this half. High snap. It's going to go into the end zone. And Spagnoletta is just going to fall on it. They'll take the safety. So 3:49. Springfield will add 2. It'll be 43-0 Tigers.
That's what you get, though. This is a young bunch. And they're walking now with their chins dragging, but coaches just got to pick them up. This is a tough one. Yeah. Just try to be positive and say, hey, this is the things we did. We were able to move the ball. We just made mistakes. That's all.
And make no mistake, this is a tough situation for the coaching staff as well. And this is really going to challenge the way that they handle this. They're going to find out a lot about this program in this first year.
Yeah, and like I say, you go down this roster and you see the numbers that are out there playing, and this is just, I mean, when you got 3, ninth graders out there playing, that's tough. That's really tough. I look at it as babies.
Another Cleveland Cobras scoreboard update from up in Warren. The Ursuline Irish 35, the Warren Harding Raiders 7. The Irish on a roll tonight as they walk into Molotov Stadium and put up points at will. And Ryan Bonacci very happy about that. Of course, if you know Ryan, you may know him for a couple of different reasons. Former Ursuline alum. Also coaches some football around the area. And
Dad was a great man.
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci was outstanding, was with YPD. And, again, I got to know him for years with coaching his brother Chris at St. Brennan's. And I will tell you what, they're top-notch people. Him and his wife, Ryan's mom, I mean, they're just great people, always very, very supportive of us as a staff and her children. I mean, that was just, but he was a great man.
Spagnoletta to kick off here from the Mathews 20-yard line. This one's going to be a good kick. It'll land at the 35-yard line. He picked up right out to the 40. That's going to be Trogio. Trogio to the 40, 30, and he's going to be brought down inside Mathews territory at the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Springfield. Just 3.5 minutes left here in this half. And a great return by Noah Trogio. And again, not a lot of dancing when he gets this ball. It's one cut and go. And it really pays off for that young man.
Yeah, he's a tough runner. I'll tell you what, as we talked about it, them Pistons are flying constantly. And that's just, he's a good player. And, you're going to read about him soon as he matures and stuff. But Spagnoletta with another tackle. This young man must have 15 tackles in the first half. I mean, it's just he's all over the field. But unfortunately, he plays safety and corner at times when they roll him. He shouldn't be making that many tackles.
Certainly, we talk about Trogio. He's like a smart car with a Ferrari engine inside of him. And Dominic Spagnoletta, what can you say about that young man? Plays his heart out here. He's all over the field. And you can see when things go on in the field, they look to him. They literally will look to him.
Yeah.
And his reactions and direction go a long way for this team. Springfield now will be in the I formation. Juan Morticello will be the receiver to the near side.
New quarterback.
3:31 here. Ball on the ground. It's going to be covered up by Springfield. It'll be 2nd and 10. And Coach is right. We're going to have a new quarterback here already in the second quarter.
Braden Baird.
Braden Baird. Yeah, the sophomore.
Excuse me.
5'11", 155. So has some height on him. He's going to be a sophomore. He's going to play at least this year behind Colton Rourke. And
you're right. That is Braden. Now that I put my glasses on.
We will see if he's going to be the successor at that position coming up in the 2024 season. And we'll start to see some of the new names in there as Cash Richardson will be the receiver to the far side. Again, I formation. Handoff. It'll be Senafani. Senafani will bounce off his own guy, and he'll be brought down after a couple yard pickup. And he was running hard as can be, but ran into Jacob Lample. And I don't know if we should credit him with an assist on the tackle or not, but Senafani was going.
Yeah, he was going, and then he hit him, and he bounced back about 3 yards. It was like he hit a brick wall. And he was just doing his job. He's just blocking out the field, but unfortunately, he ran right into his own player.
So it'll be third. We'll call it 8. Ball will be marked at the 20-yard line. 2:47 on a running clock here in this first half. Springfield 43, Mathews nothing. Morticello will be the receiver to the far side this time. Richardson to the near side. In the I formation, give it to Senafani. Senafani will get to the 15, pass the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll actually give him the 15. And it's going to be fourth and, we'll call it a long 2, Coach. And Senafani will make his way off the field. And I have to assume that Springfield's just going to go for this, or...
Yeah, I don't... He's in no rush either. He's trying to get as much clock off as he can.
Giorgio check back in with the play from the sideline. Maybe they would give Kosick an opportunity at a field goal, but 1:50 left here. Richardson now going to the far side. Morticello to the near side. Baird now in the shotgun. Go back to the right. Handoff up the middle. It'll be Trogio into the end zone. 15-yard touchdown run for Noah Trogio. And the young sophomore gets into the end zone for Springfield.
I was just going to say, they widened out their linebackers over to almost, it looked like almost the tackles, and they left that inside wide open. There was nobody. They spread the defensive backs out. So probably between the hash marks, there was nobody other than the lineman down, and it looked ugly.
Aiden Pavlock for the extra point. Drew Miller will hold this time for Springfield. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. So with 1:31 left here in this half, Springfield leads Mathews by a score of 50-0. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600. We're back after this.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, look at Cleveland Cobras football or 3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
1:31 left here in the second quarter. Springfield with a commanding 50-0 lead over the Mathews Mustangs. Stick around for halftime. We'll bring you the President's Athletic Conference update with Commissioner Joe Underko. Of course, we have Grove City football tomorrow evening here on Western Reserve Radio. They'll be heading up to Case Western Reserve for a nighttime game. I've played in that stadium myself. And as a kick, it'll go down to the 25-yard line. It'll be brought out to the 35, past the 35 to the 40. And that's where Trenton Hyde will be brought down for Mathews. 1:24 left here in the second quarter.
Cleveland Cobras update, 21-0 at the half. Canfield over Cheney.
So the Cardinals with a 3-touchdown lead over the Cheney Cowboys. Try to round out this first half. Bring you, of course, at halftime, the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update from around the area. PAC report, all kinds of good stuff. Shotgun formation for Mathews. Spagnoletto will hand off to Maisie. Maisie will try to get off the right side, nowhere to go. And may have lost about a half a yard on that play. It'll be second and we'll call it 10.5.
No, they're still fighting. I'll give them that. They haven't.
Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update from around the area. Youngstown East, they head up to Akron to take on Akron East. The Golden Bears lead Akron East 8-7. Valley Christian 14, East Palestine nothing. Garfield 21, Champion nothing. Poland, and last report, 23-0 over the Hubbard Eagles. That game over on Western Reserve Radio 2 with Mark Means, Dave Clark. Spagnoletta now taking the ball off the left side, trying to find some room to run and get past the 45. Near midfield and be knocked. Almost went out of bounds, but he'll be knocked down inside the 45, down at the 44. It'll be a first down for Mathews, and probably the best one or two plays of the night for Mathews.
Yeah. And, Jim, there's an update on the Poland score. Poland 30, Hubbard nothing at the half.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, the Bulldogs on a roll here through the first 5 weeks of the season. But they've got some challenges coming up. They will face South Range.
Yep. That'll be an interesting game.
Yeah, you wonder about, the second half of the season, what good games there will be. And that's certainly going to be on top of everybody's calendar. Yep. Spagnoletta under pressure. He's going to get rid of it. It's going to be caught at the 44-yard line. Detillo will bring him down. It'll be Maisie on the reception.
Young man's hurt, too.
Spagnoletta took a shot. Tried to get rid of the ball, but he had his arm up in the air and had that whole rib area open.
Yeah, that was bad, too.
So they'll check on him. Again, we'll take a look at some more scores from around the area. Niles leads Lakeview by a score of 7-0. Brookfield 14, Liberty 12. Mineral Ridge over Waterloo 21-12. Of course, that game on City View Sportscast with Matt Lipsack and Matt Emsch. South Range 27, Struthers 14. That game over Wildcat Stadium.
We had a unsportsmanlike on the field on that last play too, Coach. I think, or Jim, one of the coaches had something to say to the cap, and he threw a flag and caught him for 15 on the unsportsman.
All right, on that note, and it looks like they're just going to wrap this one up here for the first half. Springfield will go into the locker room with a 50-0 lead over the Mathews Mustangs. And 2 weeks in a row, Coach, that Springfield really has dominated. And second half, we're going to have a running clock. Make no mistake about that. But again, another opportunity where we're going to start seeing some of these young guys and some of the future players for Springfield.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Jim. But it's unfortunate that they're taking a pounding now. And Springfield have already got their people out there. This is a whole second team that's been out there now, most of the second quarter. So it's just not good.
We will head to halftime here in Vienna. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll take another look at the Cobra scoreboard update. We'll also bring you the PAC report, all that and much more here on the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete for a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, 888-834-42. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Back here at Booster Field in Vienna, Ohio. Springfield with a 50-0 lead over the Mathews Mustangs. Springfield looking to put 2 wins together in a row here, and they're on the pace for a shutout coming here in week 5. And we'll take a look at the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update here as the Mathews Mustangs marching band entertains the home side. Doing an outstanding job here to coach. Again, a great facility here, a wonderful crew, and a great view here from not an especially big stadium, but everything very new here, very quality. And I'll tell you, this is actually a great environment for Friday nights.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a nice little stadium. I enjoy this. This is beautiful. The field looks just absolutely manicured. So they've done a great job here at Mathews. I just don't want the fans and the players to get disappointed. They're in a rebuilding year. Obviously, they lost a lot from graduations, but they got to hang in there. Again, they have to just, it goes around. I mean, you have your ups and downs as a coach, and you may have a good run of 3 or 4 years, and then it bottoms out, and you just got to build it back up. But that's how you have to retain players and get recruits out and believe in it.
Yeah, definitely, especially in these smaller schools. But let's take a look at the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. Talk about some of these games, Coach. Here is the East Golden Bears. They lead Akron East by a score of 8-7. Canfield, as the coach mentioned, goes into halftime, leading 21-0 over Cheney. Valley Christian 14, East Palestine 0. Garfield 21, Champion 0. Poland at the half. They lead the Hubbard Eagles by a score of 30-0. Niles with a 7-0 lead over Lakeview. Lakeview a little surprising. They've given some teams a run for their money. The ones they've won well, and the ones that they have lost, they have been really close in those games here. They played South Range, and you watched that score, you weren't sure, but the scores were correct, and they really gave South Range all they could handle.
Well, this is another thing with Lakeview. They've turned it around. I mean, they were, I hate to say it, but they were a punching bag for a few years there, and they have progressed to get better and back to where they were at. And again, that's a great job by the players as well as the coaching staff to get back up to where they needed to be for when Pavlansky had them.
Brookfield 14, Liberty 12. Of course, we're familiar with Joey Simon, the head coach over there at Liberty, and the staff. Again, you talk about another case of rebuilding over there. A lot of speed over there, not a whole lot of size, and sometimes I think that wears them down late in the game.
Well, they're a very young football team, and they're trying to do a great job over there. I mean, they believe in these kids, and they're trying to get them to buy in. Good friend of mine who was on my staff, Todd Smith, who's now the AD there. He does a great job, and if I may, I want to send prayers out to Gary Muntean Sr., who had triple bypass the last couple of days, and he's in, I believe he's still in the hospital healing. So his son Gary played for me at Struthers and was our undefeated quarterback that year. And I just want to say our prayers are with him and Dolly, his wife, and the family. So may God heal you, son.
Mineral Ridge 21, Waterloo 12 over on City View Sportscast. Padawan 23, Salem 7. The Quakers making the trip up to the Cleveland area. They're struggling tonight. South Range 27, Struthers 14. That's still showing in the second quarter. Struthers hanging in there with South Range. We got to see them week 1, Coach, and we wondered how were they going to do with a new head coach coming to a new year after graduation, after the state championship run. And so far, we don't see a whole lot of difference.
No, they don't. Well, I said this when we watched the game and we called the game. I said it just it didn't look like they skipped a beat. I mean, everything was in place. But that's what you do as a head coach. You want to go in there. Yeah, you want to put your twist on things. But my philosophy has always been, if you have the players and it's working and it ain't broke, don't fix it. Continue to do what you're doing.
Certainly the success continues there in South Range. They come off a Division V state championship win last December under retired coach Dan Yeagley, truly one of the class acts in the Mahoning Valley. Southern, they trail United by a score of 7-6. Wellsville over Latonia in the third quarter, 7-0. Lowville, a future opponent here of Springfield, and Western Reserve all tied up at 7 in the half. Austintown Fitch, they're shutting out Monroe Falls, 28-0. Crestview, they lead Campbell, 20-6. Over on the PA side, Farrell, 16, Greenville, 6. Girard, the Indians, they lead Pie Valley by a score of 21-0. Harrison Central shutting out East Liverpool in the second quarter, 25-0. Out in Jackson Milton, it is all tied up. The McDonald Blue Devils and the Blue Jays knotted up at 14. Columbiana, they trail Lisbon 21-7. LeBray 27, Newton Falls nothing. Boardman and Riverside all tied up at 14 at last report. Beaver Local 20, Union Local 12. And of course, over on Western Reserve Radio 2, Ursuline 28, or excuse me, I'm not, that's going to be next week there, Harding. We're going back over there. Mark and David Hubbard, I know that for a fact. Because I'll tell you why on the second half here of the
yes.
halftime break here. West Branch 21, Howland nothing, and Hickory over on the PA side leads Wilmington 28-7. And for the Major League Baseball fans, second inning, Cleveland and Texas, no score, and down in the Pittsburgh area, the Pirates and the Yankees all tied up at 1 into the second inning. We're going to step aside for another timeout. When we come back, we'll have the PAC report with Commissioner Joe Ondurko. All that and much more. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio, WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Live is your home for high school sports. We have all the scores on our social media platforms throughout the games. Enjoy our timely updates from local area schools year-round. You won't get the consistency and reliability from anyone else. Our number one priority is servicing our fans and getting them live news as it's happening. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Malutic_live. And remember, our fans come first. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Welcome to the PAC Football Report, covering games on September 16th, 2023. I'm Joe Onderko. This week, we will take a quick look back at Week 2 action in the President's Athletic Conference, while also previewing Week 3 contests this coming Saturday. Week 2 of PAC football action saw 3 teams, defending champion Carnegie Mellon, Grove City, and Washington and Jefferson, each improved to 2-0 with league wins. The Tartans posted their second straight shutout, blanking visiting St. Vincent 38-0. Grove City overcame an early deficit to win at Waynesburg 43-27, while W&J rolled past Bethany 42-7. In other action, the game of the day was in Meadville, where a goal line interception in the closing seconds clinched a 27-21 road win for Geneva at Allegheny. Finally, Westminster got its first win with a 28-7 home victory over Teal. Case Western Reserve had the weekend off. PAC Player of the Week honors for Week 2 went to junior quarterback Jacob Pugh from W&J on offense, senior defensive back Kevin Arcia from Carnegie Mellon on defense, and Grove City senior kick returner Gabe Dunlap on special teams. Earning PAC Newcomer of the Week laurels was Westminster freshman linebacker Matthew Petruzzi. Week 3 again features 5 conference matchups. Highlighting the early games is a matchup of traditional conference powers, as 1-1 Westminster visits 2-0 Washington and Jefferson at Cameron Stadium in Washington at 1 p.m. W&J dominates the all-time series with the Titans 37-7, but the Presidents had dropped 4 straight meetings against Westminster before posting a 17-14 win in New Wilmington last season. President head coach Mike Sirianni talks about the challenges of facing a constantly evolving Titan defensive unit.
We're doing like a 4 or 5 game breakdown on them, and they're doing different things in all 4 or 5 games. They never stay the same. They're moving, they're twisting, they're stunting, they're playing this coverage, they're playing that coverage, they're disguising things, and that's why they've been one of the top defenses, not just in the PAC, but probably in the country in the last 5 years.
Another huge league showdown takes place under the lights in Cleveland, as 2-0 Grove City travels to face 1-0 Case Western Reserve at DeSanto Field at 7 p.m. Case holds a 5-2 series advantage against the Wolverines. However, Grove City prevailed against the Spartans a year ago with a narrow 14-13 home victory. For Spartan head coach Greg Debelak, having the bye week in Week 2 allowed his squad extra time to prepare for this week's key matchup.
We use the bye week to prepare for Grove City, to tell you the truth. Sometimes we use it just to get better or heal, but we're definitely preparing for Grove City and their looks, and we feel it's going to be a great challenge, and they're a very, very solid football team in all 3 aspects of the game.
After starting the season with losses to the top 2 teams in the PAC preseason poll, 0-2 St. Vincent hopes to get back on track at home Saturday as the Bearcats host 1-1 Allegheny at Chuck Knoll Field in Latrobe. It is only the 3rd all-time meeting on the gridiron between the programs. Prior to last year's 52-35 Bearcat victory, the programs last met in 1929, when the Gators recorded a 28-6 win over St. Vincent. Bearcat head coach Aaron Smetanka talks about the keys to victory for his squad on Saturday against Allegheny.
Yes, going back from Allegheny State, the first 2 weeks they played really well, being very honest. I think they're a completely different team than they were last year. Seeing it just from every phase of the game with them playing. The teams and special teams, offense or defense, they've done some really good things here, helping change around. And
in other Week 3 action, 2-0 Carnegie Mellon remains home at Gesling Stadium in Pittsburgh with a 1 p.m. kickoff against 0-2 Waynesburg. The Tartans lead 14-5-1 in the all-time series between the programs, which dates back to 1907. Last season, the Yellow Jackets gave the unbeaten Tartans a scare before CMU prevailed 27-20. Finally, 2 teams in search of their first win battle in Greenville when 0-2 Teal hosts 0-2 Bethany at Alumni Stadium at 1 p.m. It's the 78th all-time meeting between the programs dating back to 1917, with the Bison narrowly leading the series against the Tomcats 40-36-1. That's all for this edition of the PAC Football Report. Please log on to the conference website at www.pacathletics.org all season long for the latest news, scores, statistics, and other league information. You can follow us on social media via Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Links are available at the PAC website. I'm Joe Onderco. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the stadium. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football from Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Hey, football fans, don't miss the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey at the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown. The Phantoms are preparing for the upcoming season as they take to the ice to defend their Clark Cup championship. With over a dozen highly touted prospects on this year's roster, the road to the NHL clearly runs through Youngstown. Purchase season tickets, group tickets, and individual game tickets now by calling 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825, or go to youngstownphantoms.com. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Back here as we get ready for third quarter action in Vienna. Springfield with a 50-0 lead over the Mathews Mustangs. Take a look at the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update as we have some local teams flexing their muscle tonight, Coach. And Youngstown East up in Akron right now. They lead Akron East by a score of 8-7. At the half, Canfield again with a 21-0 lead over Cheney. Valley Christian 14, East Palestine 0. Garfield leads Champion 21-0. Poland having no problem with Hubbard. It's 30-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. At the half, Niles 7, Lakeview 0. Brookfield leads Liberty 21-13. Mineral Ridge, they increased their lead over Waterloo 28-12. Ottawa Franciscan up in the Cuyahoga County 23. Salem 7. South Range leads Struthers by a score 27-14. United leading Southern 7-6. Wellsville over Leetonia 7-0. Lowville and Western Reserve at the half, still showing they are all tied up at 7. That one a defensive battle. Austintown Fitch, they're putting up the points. It's 35-0 over Monroe Falls at the break. Crestview 20, Camel 6, Farrell 22, Greenville 6 over in Pennsylvania. Girard 28, Pie Valley nothing. That at the half as well. Harrison Central shutting out East Liverpool 25-0. It's all tied up between McDonald and Jackson Milton at 14. That is at half as well. Columbiana 21, Lisbon 14. LeBray 34, Newton Falls 0. The Vikings shutting out the Newton Falls Tigers. It's all tied up between Bourbon and Riverside at 14. Or we're on on the PA side, Sharpsville 16, Slippery Rock nothing. Beaver Local 34, Union Local 20. Ursuline, Coach, get a load of this score at the half. At Mollenkopf Stadium, the Ursuline Irish 49. The Warren Harding Raiders 7.
Wow, that's huge. Well, there you go. There's the U again. Let's see what happens.
There's a lot about that program there. We were talking about the different divisions, and Ursuline in that lower division, but no, not less quality. Maybe less boys in the school, Coach, but wow, that's impressive. 49-7 is the Ursuline lead over Harding. West Branch 21, Howland nothing, and one last score from the Pennsylvania side. Hickory leads Wilmington by a score of 28-7 in Major League Baseball. The Cleveland Guardians in the fourth inning. I have to make sure I do that right.
Yeah.
In the fourth inning, lead Texas 2-0. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, they have a 2-1 lead over the Yankees. That one in the fifth inning here as both teams get through the warm-up period. And we will start the third quarter, Coach, here with a running clock. And most likely this game is going to be over very quickly here in the second half. Much to the, I will say, I'll use the word delight, for lack of a better word, of the Mathews side.
Well, they got players banged up, and it's just it's not good. They played hard. They did what they got to do, but it's just again, I hope Coach Guerrero comes out with his twos, because it's just Mathews is just they don't have the players to step up, and then they're banged up. So we'll see what happens.
And certainly numbers are an issue there. You talk about the 11 that are on the field now, and you've maybe got 8 or 9 on the sideline. So the depth becomes an issue, certainly, as Mathews will kick off here in the second half.
Well, these are new numbers. I can tell you that right now. This is not the kickoff, first-team kickoff team. So I'm glad that he has made his changes.
Trojio will be one of the returners for Springfield. I believe that's going to be a lot more to Cella on the far side. He will return as well for Springfield. Easy to kick off for Mathews. You're underway here in the third quarter. Line drive, ball hit around the 30-yard line, picked up at the 15. And Trojio is going to bring it forward past the 35, past the 40. He'll break 2 or 3 tackles, and he'll get down near the 45-yard line. And that's where Springfield will start the third quarter on a running clock, 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was a good return. Patience again. Waited, saw his opening, cut. He got hit, kept the legs going, broke away for about another, I'd say about 4 yards, and was brought down.
Fourth quarter action coming up here, of course. Again, we'll have to talk about that appointment we had at 4:30 today in Hubbard, because it has been glorious.
Yep.
This pierogi house over there in Hubbard, there's a story to tell.
Took care of us.
And Springfield will come out now. Receivers 2x2. Working the shotgun. Quick pass out to the sideline. It was intended for Guerrero. Might have actually went backwards, but it went over his head. It looked like it went out of bounds. It'll be second down, and I'm not sure if they're going to say that's a forward or a backward pass there, Coach. Again, we're not getting great signals from the officials, so.
No, that looked like a backward pass, but they I don't know where they're marking it at. Let's see where they go.
Okay, well, they're going. It looks like they're going to say it was a lateral pass. It's going to be. I don't know.
No, now they're saying that it's
all right. So
incomplete.
2nd and 10. Yep, indeed. So Hayden Pavlock and Guerrero will be the receivers of the far side. Miller and Shealy to the near side. Rourke in the shotgun. It'll be 2nd and 10 as Shealy goes in motion. Rourke's now going to take it himself upfield. He'll get to near the midfield stripe. Third down for Springfield. They'll put him down at the Tiger 49-yard line, just short of midfield. Colton Rourke just trying a little something up the middle, tucked the ball immediately. It looked like a called play.
Got a little bit of draw.
Guerrero and Pavlock now to the far side. Miller and Shealy to the near side. Rourke in the shotgun. Kosick to his left. Rourke 3-step drop. Going to fire downfield, looking for Shealy in double coverage. A little bit better placed ball, and he would have fit that right into Shealy in that double coverage. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Tigers. And we'll see if they choose to punt or not. Worst case scenario, that's going to give Mathews probably their best starting field position of the night, or at least second, as the ball now will be placed at the Tiger 49-yard line. 4th and we'll call it a long 4. Wyatt Kuboff will check in. Gentile check in, and Rourke will go under center. One receiver to each side now, I formation. We're going to hand this off past midfield to the 45, 40. Gentile breaking several Mustang tackles. He'll get past the 35 and down near the 32-yard line. That'll be more than enough for a Springfield first down here with just about 9.5 minutes left in this third quarter.
Yeah, it was just a straight run and kept his feet going. And again, they're attacking inside. They're not doing anything fancy.
Yeah, certainly, I don't think we're going to see anything new out of the playbook in this half, as Miller and Sheila will be the receivers to the near side. Receivers 2x2, Rourke in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Quick pass out to Sheely. Sheely looking to break a tackle. He'll get out past the 30 and be knocked down near the 26-yard line. Picked up a couple yards on the play. Been a lot of quick passes to the outside here. Been a lot of yards after the catch.
Yeah, absolutely. Their speed compared to Mathews is much better, much faster. So they're putting them on an island and they're just throwing it to them and saying, hey, get what you get. There's nothing downfield. Everything's lateral. So it's up to Mathews to get on these guys and stay with them.
The receivers of the far side now. They'll need 4 yards to get the first down, maybe 5. Rourke now looking to get up to the middle himself, and he'll be brought down at the 20-yard line. He'll get just enough for the Springfield first down. The Tiger drive will continue.
Yeah, again, nothing fancy. You just quarterback keep. He got it. He took a step back, and then just quarterback draw. Basically, is all it was.
Ball placed now at the Mathews 20-yard line on a running clock. 7:55. Springfield with a 50-0 lead. The second half will end quickly here in Vienna, as Sheely, Guerrero, and Pavlock will be the receivers to the far side. Drew Miller will be the single receiver to the near side. Gentile will be to the right of Rourke in the shotgun. They'll give it to Dante. He's going to make it past the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Springfield. 7:35 of the third quarter. Dante Gentile gets into the end zone on a 20-yard touchdown run. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's all you see of this starting unit.
Yeah, he had a few people in there, and he's been weeding in and out a few here and there. But basically, there wasn't a whole lot of starters in there. But he will be, there's no doubt that he's going to start changing some people around. There's no reason not to.
Dante Gentile with a 20-yard run into the end zone for Springfield to get this third quarter started. Case and Kosick with the extra point. It is up and it is good. 7:33 left here, third quarter. Springfield with a 57-0 lead over Mathews. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600. We're back after this.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Clock begins to run here, 7:22 left here, third quarter. Springfield extends the shutout to 57-0. Dante Gentile on a 20-yard run for Springfield. Breaking several tackles there, and Gentile's become the power runner here. Kosick. This will be a high kick for him. It'll be fielded at the 24-yard line, brought out to the 25, and brought down near the 27-yard line, and that's where Mathews will take over 1st and 10 on this running clock here, third quarter. And, Coach, let's take a look at some of the scores from around the area on the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. Valley Christian 14, East Palestine nothing. Garfield, the G-men, they extend their lead over Champion 40-0. Niles, updated score 24, Lakeview nothing. That one in the third frame as well. Brookfield and Liberty still at the half. Warriors with a 21-13 over the Liberty Leopards. We'll get some more scores here in a moment, as Mathews now will go twin receivers to each side, shotgun formation. Spagnoletto will keep it himself, try to get upfield, and he's going to be brought down immediately by that front three of Springfield. trying to get a number on the tackle there, and I believe that's going to be Tom Sheely, 5'9", 252-pound junior.
Cleveland Cobras update. Poland 37, Hubbard nothing. Third quarter.
Incredible. As we go on here, that matchup between South Range and Poland looks a whole lot more interesting now. That's a potential sellout crowd on that.
Oh, yeah, that's a game of the week for sure.
Wide receiver set. Spagnoletta now waiting for the snap. Mazie to his left. Back to pass. He'll fire out to the flat. It's going to be short and incomplete. Pass intended for Seth Wyatt, the junior.
Yeah, there's just they're trying to get something going here, and it's just unfortunately the pass rush, like the whole game, has really killed them up front.
Coach, updated score at the half. Boardman now trails Riverside by a score of 24-21. West Branch 42 now, Howland 0. And I'm really having a hard time comprehending this Ursuline Harding game, 49-7. The Irish lead, incredible. As Mathews now comes out with trip receivers to the far side, moving left to right on your devices. Spagnoletta in the shotgun. Wait for the snap. Springfield showing pressure. He'll roll out to his left, fire. High pass, it's going to be caught. But he's going to be knocked down in the backfield, and that was going to be caught by Trenton Hyde.
Yeah, that didn't go anywhere, so now it's 4th and long.
Grady Garrett, the tight end, junior tight end, will check in for Mathews as we are right around the 4.5-minute mark here of the third quarter. Hyde will come out for Mathews. He'll catch a breather. And as the game has gone on, Coach, we've seen fewer and fewer players on the sideline due to some injury. As Mathews now will come out in the punt formation. Spagnoletta back to kick. You will post up right around, let's say, the 14-yard line. Snaps haven't been that great tonight, which has really put him in a bad way. Springfield with one block and a return for a touchdown. Good snap this time. Spagnoletta will get this one away. Aiden Appel back there will fair catch it at the Mathews 49-yard line. Clock will stop briefly for them to spot the ball, get the chain set, but that clock will begin as soon as those are done. And so another Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update. LaBrade 34, Newton Falls nothing. Wow. So some tough scores tonight from around the area. On the PA side, Cambridge Springs 18, Reynolds 7. Liverpool getting shut out at the half, 31-0. Liverpool having a pretty good season up till this point.
Yeah.
And something has gone awry for the Potters down there.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked because they have really, they've been playing well.
Several new players in here, as our colleague Mark Means will call it roster time. Matthew Weimer now the receiver to the near side, I formation. Hand off to Trogio. Trogio will fight his way past the 45 and down to the 42-yard line. He'll get up a little bit slow, but I think any injury was something that he did himself, inflicting those hits on Mathews. He got up shaking his head a little bit, but he's going to go to the sideline, and he'll work that out. 3 minutes left here, third frame. Springfield 57, Mathews nothing. Cash Richardson now the receiver to the far side. Baird now in the shotgun. He'll hand off, and he met right at the line of scrimmage and brought down. Ball came loose, but Springfield runner was already down. And that's going to be Eli Warner, the sophomore, 5'4", 135 pounds. And it looks like we have some discontent on the Mathews side.
Well, there was a little piling on there. I think he thought it was a fumble, and the lineman jumped on somebody. So I think that's they're getting a little chippy on the sidelines here. Little update with Cheney. They blocked looks like they blocked the punt and was able to score. So it's 21-7 with 7 minutes to go, third quarter.
Looks like Mathews is going to take a timeout. So we'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio, WRQX AM 600. We're back after this.
Hey, football fans, don't miss the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey at the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown. The Phantoms are preparing for the upcoming season as they take to the ice to defend their Clark Cup championship. With over a dozen highly touted prospects on this year's roster, the road to the NHL clearly runs through Youngstown. Purchase season tickets, group tickets, and individual game tickets now by calling 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825 or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
2:39 here. Clock is stopped. And we had a moment here where Mathews head coach Matt Polton went out and spoke with the referee, and you could hear the volume. You couldn't hear the content of the conversation, but whatever it is, resulted in a very high flag from the referee.
Yeah, there were two people that went out, two, I don't know, coaches, I guess. I don't know, and they had something to say, and it just, that was done.
Now the coaching staff took the time out to intentionally go out and speak with the official, and that did not end well here. It didn't look like they actually enforced the penalty, though.
No, they didn't.
Warner now with the handoff to the right side. That's going to be a first down for Springfield. He's going to race out to the 20-yard line and be tracked down inside the 10, down at the 5-yard line. Eli Warner on a big run headed towards the end zone. It'll be first and goal now for Mathews. And the young guys trying to get in on the action, Coach. If you haven't played much, you tempted to get into that end zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Eli Warner wearing number 49. I'm very fond of that myself, the sophomore.
And we look like we have Waterloo 12, Ridge 34.
Mineral Ridge, other than their loss to Jackson Milton in a very exciting game last week, having a great season. As Baird now under center, I formation. They'll hand us to the fullback up the middle, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second and goal at the 5 for Springfield. About a minute and a half left.
I have a score here, but I don't know if we read it off. Poland 39, Hubbard 0.
Poland continues to roll in Hubbard.
Punt block for safety is what it says.
And we've had that here as well. Garfield leads champion 48-0 on the Cleveland Cobras scoreboard update. Shotgun formation now for Springfield. Send a man in motion left to right. Baird will handle this off, and into the end zone will go Trogio on the 5-yard touchdown run. That'll increase the lead to 63-0 in favor of the Springfield Tigers. And Noah Trogio, he almost looks like a cartoon character. His little feet just keep going, and it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Roadrunner.
It certainly does. And again, you start to see these brief moments where you see the future of the Springfield program. And there's always somebody to look forward to.
Yeah.
So Braden Baird getting some time in at quarterback. Noah Trogio getting into the end zone. Eli Warner picking up big yards. As a snap moving back, Pavlock will kick this, and it will be good with 25 seconds left here in the half. And this one's going to wind down the third quarter here in Vienna. We'll step aside for a break. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football. That's That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Fresh 12 minutes up on the board for this final fourth frame of the game here. And, of course, the fourth quarter. It is brought to you by Lena's Pierogi House in Hubbard. Lena's is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Visit Lena's Pierogi House on Facebook to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Call 234-254-8532. And, well, I'll tell you, Michael Rickard, Dave Clark, Dave Ferris, Mark Means, you and I went to Lena's. And it was pretty good.
I think it was more than pretty good. We all sat there saying we're going to fall asleep during the game. Those guys had all pierogi, but I'll tell you what, I got her chicken paprikash. They come out in a massive bowl, and it was outstanding. So people, please, go support her.
Be prepared to take the rest of the afternoon off if this ball be picked up at the 15-yard line by Spagnoletta. He'll be brought out to the 40-yard line, out to the 41-yard line. Mathews will take over first and 10 here in this final 12 minutes on a running clock. Springfield 64, Mathews nothing. And in the last 2 weeks here, Coach, Springfield has outscored their opponents 120-0.
Yeah, it's unfortunately when you play in this league, you're gonna find that. So, and it's in other upper leagues that you have teams that maybe aren't quite where they need to be. New coaches, not a lot of players.
Well, the question, Coach, is do you, as a coach for the Springfield Tigers, are you concerned that playing at this level is going to be a detriment when you head into that later half of the season into the playoffs?
Well, that's why you got to do a lot of talking, and you got to tell them and explain to them, hey, this was a team that has struggled first year, and you guys got to go now. So now it means something.
Maisie now switch from the right side to the left side. Spagnoletta will go in motion from right to left. Bring the ball out. Hyde with the carry. He'll get past the 43 down to the 44-yard line. It'll be second down for Mathews.
And as far as Mathews, I mean, these are the cards that you were dealt. So what you have to do is they have, these coaching staff just got to keep doing what they're doing. But I discussed this, and again, I understand what they have here at Mathews, and they had some good years and stuff. But if they continue not to get the players that they play, they should go to 8-man football, such as what Sebring did. That's only going to help your system, and then maybe you could bump back up.
Hyde now in the shotgun. One receiver to each side. There'll be a wing to each side. Hyde will be Maisie to his right. Be a handoff. He'll try to get out to the left side. Nowhere to go. A host of white jerseys will bring him down, and you bring that up, Coach, and interestingly enough, Sebring has really started a conversation for smaller programs in terms of going to that 8-man football, and it seems to be a viable option, albeit the travel is a little bit tough.
Well, but here's the thing with that is the more teams from our area that decide that this is what they're going to do, and I understand it's going to be a hard decision because this is what they've done for years. This is going to be the best for the program, and then maybe they can build it back up to the normal football. But, right now I think that's what they need to look at.
Spagnoletta and Wild will be the receivers to the far side. Hyde at the shotgun. Maisie to his left. 9:50 left here in this game. Hyde under pressure. He's going to launch this one out to Spagnoletta in the flats, but not enough on it. It's going to be incomplete to bring up fourth down for the Mathews Mustangs.
Well, when you're running to your right, you're running for your life because you got 3 hungry guys following you. Sometimes you just can't get enough on it because you're running backwards and kind of sideways, and you can't step into the throw, and it just airs it up.
9:20 here, again, on a continuously running clock here in the state of Ohio. 30-point margin in the second half will automatically initiate that. If you listen to the Cleveland Cobras pregame show, you heard Mark Means talk to Coach Guerrero about that. And Mathews will punt this one. It'll be fair caught at the 34-yard line by Noah Trogio. And Springfield will take over 1st and 10 here. Interestingly enough, the 8-man deal there, I see a little bit more of that. I think Sebring's doing a lot of traveling up here, maybe out to the Ohio-Indiana border, where it's a little bit more popular in the rural areas. And we've seen Sebring took on the Valley Christian JV team in an 8-man, and they did very well. But, also, you look at Valley Christian, they are an 11-man team. Maybe adjustment to the rules was part of the issue, but again, it shows that Sebring can compete. Sometimes the numbers aren't there, but the quality is there.
I agree. I don't know if you saw on TV that Mike Pecchia, my brother David's brother-in-law, they're talking about redoing South Stadium.
Yes, interestingly enough. And you and I have spent time there in one capacity or another through the City Series. And it's a very historical place there. As Mathews will take a timeout here, 8:50 left here, fourth quarter. Springfield with a 64-0 lead over Mathews. But, you love to see that, although I don't believe the South Fieldhouse is going to be part of the project in terms of maintaining it in its entirety.
They talked about redoing that building because that's what's going to house the locker rooms and stuff. So that is all going to be. They showed a drawing of it, and it really looked beautiful. But you're talking about a lot of money.
And again, they want, my understanding is they want to downsize the stadium. Yeah. Maybe try to keep it reasonably priced. Again, maybe go for something like this stadium here in Vienna. Yeah. Go for quality, not quantity. Yep. And I forget what they wanted to hold in terms of spectators. It wasn't very much. Maybe right around 3,000.
Yeah, but you got Division 7 football, so you're not going to get a whole bunch.
1st and 10 now for Springfield. They're on 35-yard line. Baird now pitches out to Warner. Warner to the far side. He'll cut back in. He'll get out to the 39-yard line. And he'll pick up a 4 for Springfield.
Yeah, you talked about it. We're familiar with that. I've been at that stadium as a student of Cheney, watching, I think they said there were 12,000 or better when Cheney played Mooney there. And Ted Bell was the runner. Ronnie Calcagney was the quarterback for Cheney. It was unbelievable to see that many people there. I got to coach the Mahoning Valley Giants. I think that's what we had ourselves there. It was a little minor league football team that we tried to get going, which we did very, very well there. So I've been on that field a few times.
High formation now for Springfield. And hand it off the right side. It'll be Warner again down to the Springfield 49-yard line. Be enough for a Springfield first down. 7.5 minutes left here on this continually running clock.
I see a lot of Mathews players just limping around. They got beat up in this game. They're from last week to this week. They're hurting, and it's. But I'll tell you what, they don't quit. I will give them that. These young people here, they fight, and that's a good thing.
Well, and when you talk to coaches in the Valley, and you talk about the continuously running clock, this is certainly a situation where that's something that should be applicable. This is something that really will prevent some injuries as you can quickly get through this second half for a game that Mathews certainly can't come back and win.
Oh, there's no way.
Baird with the handoff to a fullback up the middle. He's going to barrel his way forward for about 4 yards. And second down for Springfield. And I didn't get you a number on that one because, wow, that was impressive, actually. Oh, that was Evan Miracle, the 5'6", 167-pound sophomore who ran through there like Larry Zonka. 9 o'clock here at the top of the hour. While we have a moment, we're going to step aside for station identification. You're listening to WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. Stand by.
WRQX, Salem, Youngstown, Warren. We are AM 600 The Patriot, a Cumulus media station.
Baird with a hand up on the jet motion. Now past the 45, and he'll go out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That'll be Miracle. Should be close to a Springfield first down, and indeed, looks like it will be. Just under 6 minutes left here on this running clock. I want to thank the Mathews Athletic Department for having us here this evening on this beautiful night in September. It's got a little chilly. Actually threw a jacket, a sweatshirt on here.
Yep.
This is only a prelude to what is to come here.
Shame on you, Jim.
Yep. And unfortunately, we do live in Ohio, and we know it's going to cool off.
Next week is supposed to warm up back up into the high 70s, almost 80, I think they said.
Yeah, we will go up and down here for the next couple weeks, but tonight, you can't ask for better weather here. As Weimer now be the receiver to the far side. They'll send Miracle in motion. Hand off to the right side. Springfield will fight forward for a couple of yards. I believe that's going to be Warner on the carry again. Indeed, it will be. So a second and we'll call it 8 for Springfield here, just under 5 minutes left here in this game. Of course, over on Western Reserve Radio 2, Mark Means and Dave Clark have the Poland Bulldogs at the Hubbard Eagles, and over on City View Sportscast, Matt Lipsack, Matt Emsch, covering Mineral Ridge as they host the Waterloo Vikings. We saw the Vikings last week over at Springfield Tiger Stadium. Dalen Barber now at the far receiver position, 5'11", 135-pound junior. Barrett now waiting for the snap. He'll give it to Warner. Warner will work his way straight up the middle. Break one tackle, break two tackles, get past the 30, and drag several defenders past the 25 and down to the 24-yard line as we hit the 4-minute mark here in Week 5 of the Ohio high school football season. Week 4 if you're on the Pennsylvania side.
Yep.
And of course, we had some Pennsylvania action here last night, courtesy of the Lawrence County Sportsnet. Union Scotties. You get the big win last night, much in the fashion as this game.
Cleveland Cobras update. Minute 33 left in the third quarter. A lot of cramping going on in the Canfield game. Still 21-7 Cards.
Barrett with the handoff to Miracle. We'll try to get to the outside. Going to get past the 20, 10, 15, 5. Touchdown, Springfield. I believe that was going to be Miracle again. Evan Miracle, the sophomore, on the touchdown that will extend the Springfield lead to 70-0. So the young guys in there trying to get some work done. They drive down the field. Springfield now will attempt the extra point. 3:23 left here in this game. And I don't know that we'll be taking you to Mollenkopf after this. I don't know how much time is in that game. Dave, if you can give me a heads up on that, if we're going to wrap it up from here this week.
Jim, you guys are running about neck and neck.
Okay.
It's a race to the finish at this point.
It's a race to the finish here. Where will hold. Kick is up. Pavlock will put this through. With 3:16 left here on a running clock. Springfield takes a 71-0 lead. We'll keep it right here as we wind down this fourth quarter. And, of course, this fourth quarter is brought to you by Alina's Pierogi House in Hubbard. Alina's is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Visit Alina's Pierogi House on Facebook to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Call 234-254-8532. And I had the potato pierogies with onions, butter, and halushki, and they were amazing.
Yeah, like I said, I talked about her. She had a shop over on Youngstown Pole right down from my propane company, and we were there quite a bit. Again, when I found the chicken paprikash, I will talk about her pierogies are amazing to begin with. Bitter chicken paprikash is second to none. So, and it came out in a very big bowl.
It did. I mean, I don't know how to describe it other than it's a bowl that you would feed your dog from,
Yeah.
and it was huge.
It was huge.
So you get your money's worth here from there. She came out to see us while we ate and everything, and again, we're so appreciative of her support and everybody else here. Get to bring you the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week as this kickoff brought to you by Repair That Glass will be fielded and brought down at the 25-yard line here with 1:45 on a continuously running clock. Again, we are so thankful for all of our sponsors here who let the coach and I come and cover these games, and we have such a good time here. And then when you get sponsors who make food like that, wow.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
I want to remind you also, coming up September 30th, Saturday night, the Youngstown Phantoms are at home. Game 1 of the 2023-2024 season. It'll be the banner raising tailgate party to kick off at 4 o'clock behind the Cavelli Center, and we will have the ceremony on the ice.
Hey, $5 a ticket. Where could you go for a hockey game and enjoy that?
What a great environment. Love working with Kelsey Morton, Andrew Goldman, and the crew over there. Spagnoletta now taking it off the right side, and he'll be brought down in the backfield. Nowhere to go. He'll lose a couple of yards. That'll be Brody Sanders, the sophomore, on the tackle, 5'5", 120. He gets in on the action. Just about 40 seconds left here, and I believe, Dave may have to correct me, I think we're in our 5th year with the Phantoms, and it has been an outstanding run. We've had a great time. I tell you that the coaching staff there is a lot of fun here. Black Bear Entertainment buying half of the team here, and they are really into hockey. And Coach, I mean, you were there that night, 6,000 people in attendance. And boy, what an atmosphere that made at the Cavelli Center here as we wind down this 4th quarter.
No comment on that from as soon as the snap is.
I'll hand us off. It'll be Maisie. Maisie will get down near the 30-yard line, and that's going to be the last play of the game as the Springfield Tigers will come to Vienna and get the 71-0 win over the Mathews Mustangs. Springfield now 3-2 on the season. Next week, they will be at home as they will host the Jackson Milton Blue Jays. Pre-game 6:35 here on Western Reserve Radio, WRQX AM 600, The Patriot. 7 o'clock kickoff. So be sure to tune in for the Cleveland Cobras pregame show. We will take you all the way through to the top of the hour for the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week. We're going to step aside for one timeout. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up here from Booster Stadium in Vienna. You're listening to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio, WRQX AM 600, The Patriot. We're back after this.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras, be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football. Hey, football fans, don't miss the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey at the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown. The Phantoms are preparing for the upcoming season as they take to the ice to defend their Clark Cup championship. With over a dozen highly touted prospects on this year's roster, the road to the NHL clearly runs through Youngstown. Purchase season tickets, group tickets, and individual game tickets now by calling 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825, or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Live is your home for high school sports. We have all the scores on our social media platforms throughout the games. Enjoy our timely updates from local area schools year-round. You won't get the consistency and reliability from anyone else. Our number one priority is servicing our fans and getting them live news as it's happening. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Malutic_live. And remember, our fans come first.
Whether you are a professional football champion or a fantasy football champion, Martusio Chiropractic is the place to recover from all your sports injuries. Proudly serving Trumbull County, Martusio Chiropractic is located at 369 Niles Cortland Road in Warren. Martusio Chiropractic accepts most insurance plans. now accepting new patients and offering some same-day appointments. For more information or to make an appointment, call Mathews Chiropractic at 330-856-9595.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
Now back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 The Patriot.
Back here one last time in Vienna. Springfield gets the 71-0 win over the Mathews Mustangs. And scoring recap, pretty simple, Coach. It was Springfield starting the scoring and ending the scoring and then scoring a whole lot in between.
Yeah, that's no sense of going over the rundown.
We'll take a look at the Cleveland Cobra scoreboard update from around the area. Youngstown East now trails Akron East by a score of 20-8. Canfield leads Cheney 21-7. Valley Christian 20. East Palestine 7. Garfield shutting out Champion 48-0. Grove City over Sharon 14-6. Poland still in the fourth quarter over in Hubbard. They lead the Eagles 39-0. Niles 31, Lakeview 0. It is all Red Dragons tonight. Brookfield 21, Liberty 19. That last report of third quarter, only a 2-point difference in that game. Mineral Ridge at last report over on on City View Sportscast. 34, Waterloo 12. The Rams with the lead. Padawan, Franciscan, they lead Salem 36-7. South Range and Struthers, a close one. Last report in the third quarter.
Hey, Jim, I'm going to break in here.
Okay.
We have an update on the City Views game. It is 40-12 now.
All right, so Mineral Ridge still on a roll after their hiccup last week against Jackson Milton. They look like they're going to get another win this week. South Range and Struthers 27-20. The Raiders lead, but Coach Stout won a close one in the third quarter.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Cats are battling back, so they're giving South Range fits. So that's an interesting game.
Down in United, it's all tied up at 14 with Southern. Latonia trails Wellsville 14-0. Lowville, they break the tie. It's 14-7. Out in Berlin, they lead Western Reserve. Austintown Fitch, no problem with Monroe Falls tonight. They lead 41-0. As a matter of fact, call that a final. Crestview 34, Campbell 6. Farrell leads Greenville 28-6. Girard 28. Pie Valley, nothing. That last reported in the third quarter. Harrison Central, they extend their lead. They're shutting out East Liverpool 37-0 in the fourth quarter. McDonald and Jackson Milton tied up at 21 in the third quarter. We'll see where that one goes here coming up. Should be about fourth quarter now out in the Jackson Milton area. Columbiana leads Lisbon 28-14. Mercer over Sagertown 41-0. LeBray leads Newton Falls 34-0. Boardman now trails Riverside 38-21. Sharpsville leads Slippery Rock 16-0. Beaver Local with a 34-20 lead over Union Local. And Harding, they get another touchdown on the board. Actually put up 2. It's now Ursuline 49, Harding 20. That was in a running clock for a while, I believe. And then West Branch 42, Howland nothing. They're shutting out the Tigers in Beloit. And finally, over on the PA side, Hickory leads Wilmington by a score of 34-7. Major League Baseball, the Guardians with a 5-0 lead over the Texas in the sixth inning. Pittsburgh and the Yankees all tied up also in the sixth inning. Coming up next week here on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600, The Patriot. Springfield Tigers will host the Jackson Milton Blue Jays. Pregame 6:35 here. Please join us for the Cleveland Cobras pregame show. We'll take you all the way to the top of the hour for the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week. Coach, hopefully a little bit tougher test next week for Springfield. You can kind of get lulled to sleep on these 56-0, 71-0 wins. But again, that's really not helping them for the long haul.
No, it is not. So they, wins win, but they've got to stay focused. Otherwise, these teams that are coming up are much better football teams, and they're going to bite you if you're not careful. So you still have to, let's just say, keep the egos down where they need to be, because Mathews been taking a beating for 5 games. So you got to keep it in perspective. Sorry.
Well, stay tuned. We'll see where this goes as we enter the second half of the season, beginning next week at Springfield Tiger Stadium in New Middletown. I want to thank you for joining us here tonight on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX. One last time here from Vienna. Springfield 71, Mathews nothing. So for the coach, Bob Gessler, for Dave Ferris, Brandon Fisher, Matt Craven, all back in the Gessler Propane Studio. I'm Jim Craven. We hope that you have a great, fantastic weekend. Make sure you get your tickets for the Youngstown Phantom September 30th, as they will have the banner raising in their home opener to celebrate their Clark Cup champion. Again, call 330-747-PUCK, 747-7825 for ticket information. Everybody, have a fantastic weekend. We will see you all next week back in New Middletown, Springfield, Jackson, Milton, 6:35 p.m. right here on Western Reserve Radio and RQX AM 600. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Hi, it's Mark Means, host of By All Means, Tuesdays at 5, right here on Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on Western Reserve Radio.
Tough loss for the Reds on Thursday. They got pounded by the Tigers 8-2 in Detroit. Matt Vierling hit a grand slam. Reese Olson went 6 innings, just 2 hits allowed, 1 run with 7 strikeouts. Cincinnati remains in the hunt for a wild card spot. They're tied with the Giants and Diamondbacks for the 3rd and last spot in the National League. The Pirates shut out the Nationals 2-0. Mitch Keller tossed 8 innings of 2-hit ball. Keller improved to 12-9. He struck out 7 with a walk. Jack Sowinski hit his 25th homer of the season. The Guardians had Thursday off. They're home tonight against the Rangers. Righty Lucas Giolito starts against right-hander John Gray. Texas battling Seattle and Houston for the top spot in the AL West. The Rangers a half game out of first place. College football tomorrow. Toledo hosts San Jose State. Ohio at home against Iowa State. Number 6 Ohio State hosts Western Kentucky. For lightning fast updates, download the Score app. It's free and one of North America's most popular sports apps. That's the Sports Flash. Chuck Sanders, Western Reserve Radio.
Macy's one-day sale starts tomorrow with great deals of the day on fall updates, like 40% off outfits for the office that work off the clock too, and 40 to 60% off shoes, handbags, and accessories to finish your look. And get 25 to 40% off your favorite beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus, get free shipping with any online purchase of $25 or more at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, September 15th through the 18th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Painting provides exceptional painting and refinishing services to the Mahoning Valley and surrounding communities by being an industry leader in our field, focusing on customer service and delivering extraordinary results. We offer interior and exterior painting, and we specialize in cabinet refinishing with affordable cabinet solution. Call S&K Painting for your free estimate at 330-505-1910.
Creek Golf Course has been the Valley's leader for golfing fun since 1928. It features 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross and was voted a top 30 municipal facility by Golf Week in 2012. The Mill Creek Golf Shop is a certified Callaway Golf custom fitting center and it is stocked with your favorite golf apparel and accessories. Mill Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for this year's golf season. Please call us at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up, like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Miss an episode of By All Means, and you can miss a lot.
Mark, you're 100% right. He does not get enough credit around the league. He gets, obviously, Coach Calhoun and the assistants and the rest of the players here at YSU know how valuable he is. He is right now their best player on the floor, hands down.
By All Means, Tuesdays at 5, right here on Western Reserve Radio and streaming live on westernreserveradio.com.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken. And when I want to catch up with Youngstown sports, I tune in to Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-281-4224. 800-281-4224. 800-281-4224. That's 800-281-4224.
Wake up, Cole! About this Ron Culver toy that your son has.
Yes, it's a dump truck. You push a couple of buttons, and it goes from noises to actual songs. And I swear to goodness, it's an uncanny sound of Ron. It's like Ron Culver's the voiceover guy. Backing up.
Oh, my God.
Hold on.
Get to work.
Do your best.
When you have a job to do the best that you can do. When you have a job to do. It's unbelievable. unbelievable. Come on,
Tell me.
Ron.
I'm doing the Vince McMahon walk right now.
Very
Tell me
much
that's
so.
not Ron Culver.
Come on, Ron. You're lying through your teeth. There's no way.
Someone has taken my voice.
That sounds exactly like him.
With Tony V and Ron Culver. Weekdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
First Name Sports with Greg Frank.
It is the last day that Daniel Snyder owns the Washington Commanders, one of the worst owners in professional sports, with the amount of crazy things that have happened in that organization off the field and the lackluster product on the field. It all comes from the same toxic root of this guy's ownership. So congratulations, Washington Commander fans. It's only up from here.
First Name Sports, weekday afternoons from 2 to 4 Eastern. First Name Sports with Greg Frank.
I think it's a really cool moment in any sport when the future generation meet the present. Carlos Alcaraz is now 2-1 in 3 matches against Novak Djokovic. At the age of 20, he's halfway to the career Grand Slam, having already won the U.S. Open and Wimbledon. And he becomes the first player to beat Novak Djokovic on Wimbledon center court in 10 years, which means he was 10. Gosh, that was awesome. When we got the final set, I compared it to Brady and Mahomes. Obviously, Brady won the Super Bowl when they were matched up against each other. But we all knew that Mahomes was going to be around for a while and already had a Super Bowl before losing to Brady and now has a second one. And that's how it feels with Carlos. What a day. What a great way to promote tennis on the most hallowed grounds of the sport. Carlos Alcaraz has very much arrived.
First Name Sports, weekday afternoons from 2 to 4 Eastern.
VSiN's NFL betting guide is now available with in-depth betting previews and analysis. There's also team breakdowns, trends, and line estimates for every single game this season. Download your free NFL betting guide now at sportsmapradio.com. That's sportsmapradio.com. Bet smarter this fall with a free betting guide from VSiN at sportsmapradio.com. That's sportsmapradio.com. sportsmapradio.com. This is Brent Musburger, and you've got the best of both worlds. VSiN programming on the SportsMap Radio Network.
This is VSiN Tonight with Matt Humans and Wes Reynolds on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Get rewarded before you ever place a bet with the GBank Visa Signature Card. Unlike other credit cards that decline sports betting transactions or treat them as a cash advance, the GBank Visa Signature Card can load directly to your favorite sportsbook apps. You'll earn a 1% cash reward on gaming and sports app loads every time and 2% on other purchases. GBank Visa is a card designed for gaming and sports fans everywhere and works with apps like DraftKings, BetMGM, and Caesars. To learn more, go to g.bank/VSIN. Here we are with the VP of Operations at the DN Circa, Mike Palm. Congratulations. Nice week one for you. You're a fast starter in this contest. This is a trend. Bet on Mike Palm early in the season.
Early and then know when it turns. That's the key. Yeah, 5-2 is good.
Yeah.
Tied for second. If I have no pressure though, so it's not really the same play. I'm trying to beat the bot. That's my whole purpose here.
The only thing that really went wrong for you is the best bet in the last week in the Raiders-Broncos game. You are the Undertaker. I call you the Undertaker, and you flipped the script and you went with the over and lost your best bet.
I did this week one last year with the Raiders-Chargers. I think you were with me on the over. It didn't come close, and I did it again, so shame on me. I did it again with the Raiders.
So next week in week one, we're not going to pencil you in for the over.
Overs. No overs.
Okay. All right. So, by the way, I was talking with Derek Stevens during the break there. He was saying last week here at Circa Sports took maybe $50,000 bets on NFL games, and he said maybe 10 $100,000 bets. And I know Sunday he told me there was a $100,000 side bet on the Raiders and a $100,000 money line bet on the Raiders, right?
Yeah, and we did get some buyback on the Broncos, but we needed the Broncos. I was surprised by the amount of action on the Raiders. I mean, maybe they were handicapping Sean Payton's ego, which I think played a big role in that game.
Right.
The onside kick and then trying the long field goal, and I thought he really he gets a pass because he's Sean Payton, but I thought when you look closely at that game, his decisions probably cost his team the game.
I think you're right. Actually, he opened the game with an onside kick. He thought it was a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That backfired. It was a touchdown.
7-0 right off the bat.
All right, so Mike Palm, this week you're going to go with 3 NFL plays and 4 college football plays. Last week you did get the under in the Battle of Iowa, right, between the Hawkeyes and the Cyclones. You got that one right. You're going to play against Iowa State this week. Taking the Ohio Bobcats as home dogs against the Cyclones.
2 guys that I respect in Iowa that I do hits with each week are on the Cyclones this week. But, I mean, I've watched every play of the UNI game. I watched every play of the Iowa game. Matt Campbell's terrible in these closely lined games. You know, his record against the spread in games where he's either laying 4 or less or getting 4 or less is like 8-29. It's just terrible. I've laid small points with him too many times. I remember a couple years ago at Baylor, they should have won the game by 3 touchdowns. They didn't cover. They lost the game. Look, Curtis Rourke, the Canadian kid's the best quarterback in the MAC. He's back. He's better than Rocco Medier or whatever that kid's name is that threw that pick 6. I think this is a tight game. I'll take the 3 in Athens. I think Ohio has the better offense, and I think Ohio probably wins the game. I'm going to fade the Cyclones again.
Circus Sports today, this number actually dipped after noon. Set the noon deadline for putting the numbers played in this contest are at noon Pacific time in Circa. Afternoon, the number dropped to 2 here, right?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so...
And I didn't release it, so just everybody knows.
You didn't release that on your service?
I did not. I did not.
LeftAngleSports.com?
Yeah, Wrong Angle Sports.
Let's go with go to the SEC for a couple of plays here. And you're taking a big dog. Let's get to this one first. The Gamecocks. South Carolina plus 27 at Georgia.
Is Georgia sleepwalking or is Georgia just not that good? I'm not sure.
Both might be true.
But I remember this rivalry through the past few decades. These are always close, hard-hitting, nasty defensive games. This is just a ton of points. I think people may be overreacting a little bit to South Carolina's performance in Week 1 against North Carolina, but I would be really surprised if Georgia gets daylight right away against this team. 27 is a huge number to me. I think anything over 24 is worth a play here, and I'll take a stand against the Bulldogs till they prove me wrong.
All right. They got a new quarterback. Offense is off to a little bit of a slow start at Georgia. South Carolina plus 27, the second play from Mike. You're going to lay 25 with Kentucky.
Well, this Akron should have lost to Morgan State. I mean, Morgan State would just run around. They would have killed the game. They could have taken a safety and the game would have been over. 5 Akron turnovers is a 25-point favorite. I think the game against Eastern got Kentucky on alert. That they've got a ways to go, and I think they'll use that. I don't know that Akron's going to score more than 6 or 7 points in this game, and I think Kentucky needs to make a statement heading into SEC play after not covering last week, after trying to cover late and doing it against Ball State in Week 1. So I'll lay the 25 as a fade of Akron.
All right, Mike Palm laying the big number there, and also here in Reno. Boy,
God, this team is awful.
Nevada Wolfpack last week. You got to be bad to get blown out by Idaho. And last week, the Wolfpack were blown out by Idaho. So now you're predicting back-to-back blowouts here. Kansas minus 28 in Reno.
I got to tell you, I was impressed by Kansas against Illinois last Friday night. That offense looked terrific. I mean, Bielema's no slouch. I mean, Illinois might be down in talent, but they made them look silly in that game. And I think they're better than Idaho. Here's my stand. I think Kansas is better than Idaho.
Much better.
And Idaho easily covered this number against UNR is god-awful. I think they're worse than New Mexico. I think they'll be at the bottom of the Mountain West. So we'll lay a full 4 touchdowns on the road with Kansas.
Idaho 33, Nevada 6.
Ridiculous.
Man, how far has Nevada football fallen? Think about that. This is a really good program a couple of years ago, and you had Carson Strong at quarterback, Romeo Dobbs.
Well, Chris Ault had a respectable program running that pistol for many years.
Sure,
you know?
many years.
Yeah.
But this Nevada program just 3 years ago was really good. Jay Norvell left for Colorado State. This is not going to be a play for you this week, Mike, but how do you handicap the Colorado State-Colorado game?
Well, I was ready to take Colorado State, but I mean, because of the classic sandwich spot here, the letdown and the look ahead, but then he puts him on notice. The thing is, he attacked Deion's mother.
Yeah.
Do you get that? I'm sure we didn't see in the tape that Deion released with the sunglasses and his, bulldoggity or whatever speech.
He said he shouldn't have brought my mama into it.
Right. He's going to use this with his team, though, he talked about my mother.
Yeah.
He talked about, so now you're going to get their best effort. I fear that it's going to be like Washington State's receivers running open in space, like it was in Week 1, where I had the total wrong side with Colorado State there. So I'm going to pass. I mean, we went from 19 to 24. I don't think it's playable at this point.
Colorado State was a 12-point home dog in week one to Washington State. We had no chance in that game.
And it got bet down to 8.5, man. We had
closing line value, Mike.
No shot.
We had CLV, though.
Yeah, we sure did.
50-24, I think it was the final in that game.
And it wasn't that close.
I stopped watching early in the third quarter. It was over. So Colorado State, you might think the over is a decent play here, too. Maybe that sounds like a square play, but 62.5. Colorado State defense probably not going to be getting a lot of stops.
And the thing is, they got to go to Outson next week. So even though they're motivated, I think the fourth quarter he's sitting a lot of guys, right?
Well, you would think so with the Oregon Ducks on deck for Colorado. All right, last week you were a winner with the Packers, and you're going to stick with the Pack here, plus 1.5 at Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm just not sold on Ritter. They did what they had to do. They took the short fields that Bryce Young gave them with the turnovers. They scored. The running game's good. Those guys are good, like Mahomes has when he has Kelsey, yards after catch. They're good with that. But Ritter will not throw the ball down the field. And so I think if the Packers don't have to get exploited, they have no fear getting beat over the top. I think it's a different issue. I thought Love played well. I think LaFleur, I've bagged on LaFleur for 2 years, 13-3, you lose in the playoffs, you don't improve your special team. We're going to get to see how he can coach. Score in the first possession of the game,